projects of human rights, outreach projects, or tribal rights sponsored by the British Commission. Apart from the work, Professor K.S. Suresh has interest in reading current affairs, philosophy, and spirituality. On behalf of our institution, I welcome our chief guest, Professor K.S. Our speaker, K.S. Suresh on Dayas. Sir, it is an honorable moment for our institution to have your presence in today's evening. I also request our registrar, JSS AGR, Dr. Sumama, Chairman, ICC, Vice Principal, JSS Medical College, and Kopila Madam, Member Secretary, ICC, Deputy Registrar, JSS AGR, to chair the session.
PPT.
Good morning. Good morning. Honorable Vice Chancellor, in his absence, we are starting this pre-inaugural session. The registrar, the officers of JSS AHR, and my dear colleagues, students, ladies and gentlemen. Let me at the outset thank the authorities for having invited me to this program of orientation on prevention of violence against women. It's a 15 days program, and there you are actually discussing several of the issues related to women. The first session actually will be on violence against women. I am from the law faculty, therefore I will be talking to you about actually the legal protection that is actually available to women in India. I would like to in fact go through with actually legal provisions. Let me try to in fact actually narrate the whole thing from the perspective actually of that, right? Yeah. So let me just actually start with the status of women in India. I'm happy here at least actually 60 to 70% actually the audience are women. This is a wonderful thing. And unfortunately, I tell you, the violence against women actually must be spoken to not only for women but also for men. Usually sexual harassment actually usually be spoken to women, but the harassing person actually will be a man. Therefore, actually we need both the people actually in equal numbers so that actually whatever actually we want to drive home the point actually can easily be done. So Indian societies, they say it is patriarchal. Perhaps actually every society, 220 countries in the world, almost all the countries I tell you they are patriarchal in nature. Their male dominance actually is quite actually evident. And in ancient India, actually women was highly respected, and we have nearly 50% of our 33 gods. 50% of them actually are women, lady gods, right? But they always actually respected the birth of male baby in the family. They respected women, but the birth of a male baby actually was highly in fact accepted. The most dangerous thing that was ever done to Indian society actually was colonial writing. The colonial writing actually depicted actually Indian women actually in a bad actually light. So if I ever ask you who is actually greater at home, your father or mother, you would simply say you are a foolish man. There can't be a greater person because both are equal. But if you look at actually the colonial writing, all Indian women actually are meant to deliver kids and cook food and nothing more than that. Men actually simply just roam around and come back and do nothing. This is the kind of actually picture that was given. And only we Indians know how important our mother actually was at home, and how important the father actually at home, right? Though actually most of the time stays out. And in the meantime, what happened actually was the code of Manu came into picture, as a consequence of which we could actually see these things, stratification of the society. Early marriage actually is still a problem. Well, in every Indian society, I mean, families, if there is a girl, a daughter, the foremost actually problem of the family actually is to see her that she actually settled down with a marriage, right? Even now, even actually in the metropolitan cities. That is somehow actually has come to the mind actually of Indian families. And in widowhood. Once actually in India, according to ancient tradition, a man actually can marry only once in life. If the wife dies, the husband actually was given some kind of a privilege of marrying for the second time. The husband dies, the widowed wife actually was not permitted at all. Men actually could make some kind of a change, right? So, but it was not actually possible for women to go. So we had to pass a law to see that actually a widow could actually get remarried. So remarriage of widows act came into existence. And the sati system, though actually William Bentinck way back in 1825, they abolished it. Even today, I tell you, in a disguised manner, the sati system actually goes on. Today in India, there are 140 sati temples actually work. 140 sati temples. A sati system is nothing but where the husband dies for whatever cause. The wife also must actually jump into the funeral pyre actually her husband and die. So this is still actually perpetuated. At that time, I tell you, they never wanted actually this helpless woman to be captured actually by the victor and used as the commodity. So in order to avoid that kind of a problem, so the women actually were making in fact jump into the funeral pyre and actually dead. But somehow actually this sacred custom actually became a dogmatic actually kind of a tradition. The husband dies in an accident, the woman actually was pushed into his funeral pyre. So that is how actually got into it. And the denial of property. Quite a number actually of women are here. In India, I'll tell you, the ancestral property cannot be equally shared actually with women. The ancestral property shall be equally shared only with actually men, that is male members of the family. In 2005, the Supreme Court actually gave a ruling and we made an amendment where we said the ancestral property must be equally shared by all actually the proportionals of the family. Means proportionals means members of the family, including actually the girl daughters. It created a huge problem. Because originally the Succession of Property Act came into existence in 1956. Then it was actually made as a rule that the property should only go to the male members of family, the sons. And when the change came actually in 2005, many actually old women actually started claiming actually the property of their property from their actually very old brothers. It created a huge problem. Anyway, Supreme Court actually settled that particular issue. And comes actually the Parda issue. Parda is not just actually confined only to a particular religion. In most actually of Indian families, I'll tell you, a married woman never actually exposed her face to strangers. She had to cover her face, right? But subsequently, it actually got into some kind of a rudimentary practice of covering the whole face, etc., etc. With that, and comes actually polygamy. Polygamy means where men actually can have any number of wives. In 1955. One very important actually the law came into existence, Hindu Marriage Act. Every Indian woman actually should remember this act. This is where exactly we started actually giving a special status to women. Till then, a man actually could have any number of wives. His status actually depended on how many wives he had and how much actually of land he had. So, for example, a man had 100 acres of land, 5 wives, he is a big man. If a man were to have actually 200 acres of land and 10 wives, he is much bigger than, right? Law put an end to it actually in 1955, and bigamy actually is made punishable. No more chances at all, I'll tell you. You want to marry, you want to take a second wife, certainly you can take. Either you must actually divorce your first wife or your first wife actually must die. That is the situation to which actually we are come now. This is actually the ancient society. Now come to the existing actually situation. So most of the countries in the world, I tell you, have almost actually equal proportion of male and female in the population, right? There are actually many countries where the female population actually is much more than the male population. So India at one point of time, I tell you, where women actually are more in number than actually. But in the recent 2011 actually census, you look at it, it's 48.5% actually female members, and it is actually 51%. And if you come actually to the child population, who are below 6, it is 47.8. It is coming down. Nobody wants actually a female child because of various other problems like actually marriage, dowry, harassment, various other things. Everybody actually wants a male child. Sex ratio at present, it was 2011 census, it was actually 940 for 1,000. It was much below. I tell you, in Haryana, even today, it is 860 for 1,000 actually men, 860 women. Imagine, I tell you, if it is not actually arrested, it might actually come still down to 500 actually women for 1,000 men. That is going to actually create huge problem to the society. And there are actually about 150 million households in rural area. Only about 11% actually are being headed by women. The remaining actually 139 actually million houses are being controlled actually by men. And it is the literacy, coming to the literacy question, we have gone up at 2011 census because 2022 census reports actually have not been released. Now it is women actually are far ahead. It is about 82%, and men actually only 65%. So it is slightly going up. Come to the status of the woman actually as far as actually our governance and administration is concerned. Women occupy only 11 ministries. There are about 78 ministries. This is the highest number in pre-independent, post-independent India, where women actually having this ministerial actually post. And there are only 4 women judges actually in the Supreme. Imagine if there are 33 judges, hardly not even actually half a dozen of them. And out of 650 judges across the high courts in India, only 11% actually are women. You might ask me, sir, why actually women should be there actually as judges? Why not actually women? So I tell you, even in the parliament also, I'll give you the figures there. In our parliament, we have only 79 MPs out of actually 540. In Karnataka, less than 10 MLAs out of actually 220. See, the problem is whenever, because these are the places where actually laws are made. In the place where laws are made, the representation actually of all classes of people must be there, right? A man can understand the problem of a woman, but he cannot actually experience the problem. This is the truth actually every one of us actually must understand. For example, daughter comes home and actually tells mom, while coming actually in the bus, there was a huge crowd, men actually were pushing me back and forth. The mother actually not only can understand actually the predicament actually of the daughter, but also she could actually experience the problem. The father can only understand. This is the only reason why we need to have actually all classes of people. See, when actually rape laws actually was being actually made in the parliament, there were hardly actually half a dozen women who were there who could give actually their input to the rape laws. But there were actually men, right? In 2013, actually, the amendment, we actually brought in actually huge changes actually in rape. Look at actually the tragedy of this country. When this rape law actually was being discussed, most of the parliamentarians actually spoke. Unfortunately, there were some parliamentarians who also had actually rape charges against them pending before the court, who also could actually contribute actually. So this is what actually happens in this country. A dacoit sitting in the parliament will be making law for a thief actually. What should be the punishment for it, right? This is the reason why actually we need to have actually women there actually in the parliament. About 86 lakh cases are registered in 2020. Look at actually our legal system. 86 total number of cases actually have been registered last year under IPC and other various actually special laws and local law. Out of which 4,28,000 cases actually were only against actually women. Means nearly 4.5 lakh cases were offenses were committed against actually women, and this was the 15% jump actually from the previous year. And the cruelty by husband. So the greatest enemy of a woman actually is another woman, they said. Right? It is true also if you look at actually these figures. Who is actually the greatest actually perpetrator of the crime against women, their own family members? The husband, the mother-in-law, the sister-in-law, if she is not married, she will be a very wonderful contributor actually for this problem. And the most hapless person actually will be the father-in-law. And also by the side, the husband actually a huge spectator will be standing. I have seen hundreds and hundreds of dowry cases. The accused actually will be mother-in-law and the sisters-in-law. The husband comes. At the end of the video, it will be the hapless actually father-in-law will be simply just standing and looking at the already seen as a huge spectator, right? And 43% of the total number of cases I tell you, these offences are not committed outside the actual family, within the household, I tell you, by their own activity. And followed by molestation. Molestation actually is slightly short actually of rape. It's about 18% of the total number of cases. Kidnapping and abduction actually is 10%, right? And rape is about actually 10%. I tell you, in 2016 and 17, the highest number of actually of rapes are committed in this country, about like 40,000 rapes actually in that particular year. Per year actually it was 40,000 rapes. And Delhi alone actually accounted 6 rapes. You might be knowing most of you that in 2012, Nirbhaya, a case actually happened in Delhi. And along with her, I'll tell you, 5 more girls actually were raped, but nobody in fact heard of them, actually never spoke of. That is one case, I'll tell you, created such a furor actually in the entire country. Not only in this country, all over the world, as a consequence of which we brought in a huge number of changes. As a consequence of which, now in 2021 to 22, rapes have actually from 40,000, they come down to 31. That's a wonderful actually, right? 86 rapes actually take place every day, even today, and Rajasthan tops actually 6,000 rapes. And dowry death. I tell you, these two things actually are exclusively Indian. One is dowry, the second one actually is caste system. Nowhere in the world actually will be able to see actually this kind of dowry, nowhere actually in the world. I was actually doing some kind of research for a presentation actually on dowry. I wanted to search actually whether there are any countries where actually dowry system actually is being practiced. Then while doing it, I came across that actually there is some actually kind of a dowry system in US, UK, Canada. I was really interested. I went actually further to see that yes, there were actually Americans, who Indian Americans actually were practicing. You send an Indian anywhere, he will carry this package. Right? Send him to moon, he'll go with the baggage, dowry and the caste system. These two baggages will always have. And 36,000 molestations. Molestations are nothing but, and I told you, slightly short actually of rape. And look, the other tragedy is about that nearly 9 lakh people are every year bought and sold in human trafficking across international borders, right? About actually 9 lakh people. They literally bought and sold like commodities. And most of them actually are used for the purpose of sexual slavery. And approximately 80% of women, because the demand is for women, right? For sex trade. And look, most of them, nearly 50% of them actually are minors. I give the data subsequently. It's a global industry, I tell you, of billions and billions of dollars. No country on the face of the planet actually can ever curb, I tell you, prostitution. It's impossible. No country. If any particular country wants to try, makes an attempt to abolish it, the government will be toppled actually within a matter of few minutes. That is how I tell you. After actually the drugs and arms, this is the next biggest actually trade. And in India, there are about actually four actually active prostitutes at any given point. 4, right? This is actually not the government figure because the government says only about actually 60 lakhs. Out of this actually 4 crore, 40% of them actually are less than 80. 40%. And you will be able to see actually brothels, girls actually aged between 4, 5, 6, 7. You still can't simply understand why actually a 3-year-old girl actually should be doing actually the. There is a demand for a 4-year-old girl, therefore actually there is a girl like that. This is something that is so inhuman, we can't actually even comprehend actually that problem. And about 5 lakh actually people are trafficked across actually Indian borders and Asia, and India's contribution actually is quite actually heavy. About 80% of it actually takes place in India. India is the source where Indian girls actually are exported to other countries. And India is also a destination because here, for example, Bangalore actually is the Silicon Valley actually of the world, I would say. If a client says, I want actually a girl from Kazakhstan, there are agencies who will actually provide in a couple of days a girl actually from Kazakhstan, right? When there is a demand, there will be always a supply, right? It is a destination and is also a transit point. They bring actually a girl from Nepal. Through India, they actually send it to Eastern Europe. So I tell you, every year to India, at least 5,000 Nepalese girls actually are imported for flesh trade only for their wonderful actually skin texture. There is a huge demand actually for Nepalese girls in India. This is the problem. And globally speaking, look at actually, right? 70% actually of the poor people in the world, 70% of them actually are women, right? And the total number actually of labor, the people put 67% of it actually of women. Men actually put 67% actually of the labor, but they earn only 10% of the total. And they own only 1% of the world's property. Right? Though they are actually 50% of the total population, they own only 2%. Wages are 40% less, right? I'm not actually talking about actually organized sector, right? I'm sure I'll tell you in your university, there is no discrimination. But beyond your university, go to rural area, I tell you, even today, women actually are paid far, far less than men. And only 10 to 20% actually are in managerial jobs. The rest actually are jobs actually of lower skill, and less than 5% actually are the heads of state across the globe, right? That's it. But in spite of that, I tell you, there are actually bright spots. I am not that pessimistic about it, right? Look here, India has the world's largest number of professionally qualified women. Nowhere on the face of the planet you will be able to see as many qualified women as you find in India. Right? In every field, every known field. And India is the largest number of working women in the world. Naturally, we have the second most populous country and nearly 50% actually women, and large number of actually women workforce we have. And India has actually more number of women doctors, surgeons, scientists, professors than anywhere in the world. Until you take any country, nowhere you'll be able to find as many doctors, as many scientists, as many teachers as you find. And not only that, nobody needs to teach us. I'll tell you, America is one of the most actually developed country and an example of democracy. I'll tell you. In the last 200 years, they have not been able to elect actually one woman actually president of our country. We did it long back in 1970s. After that, we decided not to have it, for various reasons. And we made actually woman a president, and we regretted later. Why actually did we make this movement? Because there were other wonderful women today. And today, I tell you, we have our finance minister, perhaps one of the finest finance ministers, right? And look, an Indian woman had to go to America and become a This is the tragedy. And not only that, there is a saying actually. These Western people actually mess up the whole bloody thing. Economy, politics, everything. Then outsource actually the problem to others to set it right. And they always prefer an Indian to impact it. That is what actually British people have done. They messed up the whole bloody thing. Now an Indian has to go and actually set it right? So this is about it. And what are the usual actually trends that are actually coming? You are all actually doctors and related to medical science, you may not be knowing it. Acid attack actually one of the most cruelest actually kind of offenses you can ever see. There are about 1,500 actually victims in the country. Only 1,500. And it's such a heinous kind of a crime, I tell you. And usually in most of the cases, I tell you, when an acid attack is made actually the face of the woman. I have not actually come across where the acid attack is made against a man. No, it is always actually a jilted lover. Throws acid actually on his lover and sees that actually the crooked face where she herself cannot actually see them. Right? So therefore, we have made a law that not only that actually should be given minimum 20 years of imprisonment, but also at medical expense. So originally it was fixed at 10 lakh rupees. For 10 lakh rupees, I tell you, reconstructive surgery, you can't actually do anything. Therefore, actually, we have not actually limited the amount. Reasonable expense actually. There are acid attack. So 20 years actually minimum punishment. Next is bride burning. 7,500 actually dowry deaths take place in this. Every year we burn 7,500 actually newly wedded wives because they did not actually bring enough. Right? So that is why we amended our IPC, added one extra section called it dowry death. Dowry death means it's murder. We have to give a new name before actually given dowry death, right? Punishment actually up to 10 years. Domestic violence, I'll tell you, another subtle kind of problem. I'll tell you what is a domestic violence, and about actually 70% of actually women in India face one or the other kind of domestic. Most of you sitting here, I'll tell you, also might actually face a kind of a domestic violence. You might not be knowing that it is domestic, right? I'm not provoking you. I'll tell you what exactly is the domestic violence. Genital mutilation and infiltration. This is another actually horrible kind of This is usually practiced even today in Africa, where in order to subdue actually the sexual urge of women, they do this kind of a genital mutilation. In Africa, there is what is actually called a practice called breast ironing. With red hot iron, they press actually the breast so that actually it should actually get mutilated. And not only that, infibulation actually is really stitching up the private organs so that actually they can never actually have profit. These are the things that you can't even think in your wildest imagination. They are being practiced. They are being practiced. In India, it may not be prevalent, but it is in practice. Human trafficking, I have already spoken to you about that. Murder is about actually 30,000 murders actually take place in this country, right? We have the highest punishment actually for murder. Yes, and rape, I have already spoken, it's about 31,000. And out of total number of rapes, I tell you, nearly 40 to 45% are less than actually 18 years old. I'll come to that point. Such system I have already in fact spoken, and sexual harassment, on which actually I'm going to slightly speak about it, right? So these are some. You might ask me, sir, your legal system, what is it doing? You have listed actually lengthy problems that Indian actually women are facing. What actually the legal system has done? What is the government doing actually in the last 75 years, right? The government actually has done all that actually could. And we have brought it, actually no other country has as many laws as we have. You might actually wonder, if I talk about actually our legal system, we have about actually 10,000 pieces of legislation, about actually 45,000 actually High Court and Supreme Court actually cases, which you talk about actually some principles of law. Believe it or not, there are 17,000 courts in this country, 21,000 actually judges, 2 dozen actually high courts. Our budget actually for the legal system is about 40,000 crores. And the most astonishing is about 22 lakh actually advocates are practicing today to provide actually justice to any person actually who has been deprived of some kind of actually justice. And in spite of all these efforts, there are 6 crore cases actually pending in litigation. 6 crore cases, right? And let me not actually talk about the legal system, because in legal system only these things actually come, right? These are some of the laws. I'm not actually going to speak elaborately on that. Only on 4 or 5 actually legislations I'll speak elaborately. One is Dowry Prohibition Act, which came into existence way back in 1961. Dowry giver as well as the taker, both are equally punished. So, for example, 95% of the marriages in India where they give and take. Hardly there is a marriage, I will tell you, in the world without it. If someone says, after actually listening to such talks, becomes actually highly idealistic and says, I am not actually going to take dowry, he is not going to marry at all. He will never actually, because nobody wants to give actually a daughter to him, because they say, this man is not demanding dowry at all. I suspect that he is born. Okay, he can't simply overcome it. He says, okay, give me 50,000 rupees. You will never get married. Because he is asking only 50,000 rupees. There must be something take around it. So whether you like it or not, you are into that kind of a track, you have to take it, right? So Dowry Prohibition Act, both the giver and the taker will be punished. Commission of Sati, I told you, Sati system is still there. Immoral Traffic Prevention Act, way back in 1956 actually made, where the sex between 2 actually adults with consent is not an offense in this country for the family. 2 adults, and they can have sex actually with mutual consent. The consent is absent, it becomes an offense. And the most crucial thing is what is. I come to that point later, right? And indecent representation of women. Wonderful piece of legislation. It says women should never be indecently represented. But if you look at actually the advertisements, the cinemas, and all those billboards, etc., you might wonder whether this particular act is still in existence. Right? Somehow it is there. And the Code of Criminal Procedure. This is the procedure. When an offense is committed, what should be the procedure the police should follow, the court should follow? There are certain procedures that will be exclusively meant for women. One simple procedure. Say, for example, women actually have some kind of a problem. Say, for example, a sexual assault or something like that. If she walks into the police station, lodge a complaint, right? A police officer is under obligation, I will tell you. If he refuses to register a case, he will be punished actually up to 2 years. A woman actually walks into the police station, a police officer must be ready with a pen and paper. If he refuses, I will tell you, he will be sent to jail. So therefore, that is why, what happened? The dowry case, I will tell you, there is a huge actually false case. The Supreme Court once observed 70% of the dowry cases actually are fictitious bogus. So therefore, they actually brought out a kind of a different actual procedure, which I will talk to you later. Right now, Indian Penal Code. This is one code I will tell you, which literally talks about actually all principles, all actually offences in this particular conduct under one particular actually. Originally, this act actually was enacted, drafted in 1830 by Macaulay, accepted actually into the system in 1860. Since 1860, it is in actually prevalence. Like the law. We have made, I will tell you, some changes here and there, but for that, it remains. So, and also, for example, Macaulay drafted actually the definition of rape way back in 1830. The same bloody definition I tell you was there till 2030. As a consequence of which, if 100 rapes took place, only 25% of them actually came to the police station because they scared of their actual reputation. Out of this 25 actually which were registered, hardly 8% actually got convicted. Remaining 92 actually went home actually to commit another. This was the most tragic aspect. In 2013, and Hindu Marriage Act, I told you, where women actually was given kind of status. Prior to this particular act, I tell you, women did not actually have their own actual individual, no personality at all. So a woman is born means her identity actually was merged with that of the father. Got married, immediately actually her identity got merged actually with the husband. The husband died, her identity got merged actually with her eldest son. His eldest son died, it actually reverted back to the father. She did not actually have her. So the wife was not permitted to open a bank account prior to 1955. And after 1955, an individuality status actually was given to women. Therefore, all Indian women actually must remember this. And compulsory registration of marriage is very important. Many married people are here. I don't know how many of you actually registered your marriages. That if you are not registered, this time I tell you, marriage actually registered because Karnataka Marriage Act actually simply says you must actually register your marriage within 1 month after the marriage. No, it's very, very important for women. For example, husband comes home and tells, "Who are you?" to his wife. The wife will not actually have any document to show that I am your wife. So, for example, a policeman catches you on the road. You have actually driving license. When you show actually your smart card of driving license, he keeps his mouth shut. You are walking actually with your wife. Somebody asks, "Is she your wife?" Where is the proof? You can't actually show your Mangal suit. Mangal suit, anybody can tie to anybody, right? If you have actually this kind of what is known as your wedding card, etc., anybody actually can print any kind of wedding card. The only proof actually is you have to get actually. So you know what actually happened? Once actually an MP from Haryana was flying to Canada, and there was a woman. Everybody thought actually Madam is also going there, right? So they did not actually worry much about it. And after 2 months, he was going with another madam. Then they came and actually checked. They are not actually his wives. They are actually women. He was actually trafficking, taking these women and selling them in Canada for 30 lakh rupees. So this is the problem because now live-in relationship actually has come into existence where you don't have to marry. You can simply live together. If you are bored, you can say simply goodbye and go away. No hassles actually of dowry debt, etc. For the sake of women, the protection and the job, you will have to have get your marriage registered. I'm insisting. And now, more eve teasing. Eve teasing, Karnataka doesn't have a law. Only UGC everywhere in the beginning says, if there is any kind of actually eve teasing, etc., the head of the institution actually will be responsible, and all the persons actually who are in charge of the hostels, etc., are responsible. You have to have a law. Unfortunately, we don't have a law. And medical termination of pregnancy, sex selection, actually abortions. So rampant. We have a law now. I tell you, and a very tight law. I tell you where you can't actually practice discrimination actually can be made by selecting actually the filters. If it is male, keep it. If it is male, female, it's abortive. No, certainly not. Guardians and wards act is another important actually act. Now, only in Hindu law, a person actually can adopt a child and bring the child actually up as his own child. So for example, I don't have actually children. So I want to have a child. I can adopt a child under this particular law. The moment I legally adopt a child, the child actually becomes my biological child. The child will actually have equal share actually in my property. Right? This is a concept I tell you only in Hindu law. Muslims and actually Christians do not have this concept of adoption. So there for them actually the wards and guardianship actually act, where they can actually take some of these orphans as wards. They can actually become guardian and they can actually take care of those people. This is once again for the very important. Domestic Violence Act or Odisco, right? Nearly 60 to 70% of women actually face this kind of problem. In the adoptions already. Preconception prenatal diagnostic technique, right? That is before actually the child is born, where you can actually certainly for medical actually purposes, you will be doing scanning and various other things to find out whether actually the baby or the fetus actually is healthy or not, right? But it could also be used actually for the purpose of terminating actually female feticide, etc. We have that. And Indian Succession Act, I already told you. This is another tragedy in this country. Most of us actually are busy earning money and actually property, but we do not actually say as to after our death, what should happen to the property. You go and ask a 95-year-old man, are you going to write a will? He will actually be very angry, right? Why the hell are you talking about it, right? I am not actually thinking about death. You may not be thinking about death. The death comes without any notice, right? The moment you die, you leave it actually no instructions. Huge problem you are going to create. A huge problem, right? Everybody will come saying that actually the Tata was loving me so much. He had promised me that he would give me so much. Most of the cases of the succession end up in court, I tell you. For example, 10 crore worth of property ends up actually in a court. 8 crore actually will go to the advocate. Only 2 crore actually will remain actually for the real succession. An intelligent man, you know what he should be, such as tell your parents, that is right one. They might actually get angry. Don't say. Will can be written any number of times, right? For example, your first son loves you most. Okay, you write that home of my property should go to my son. After actually coming to know about it, your first son actually might actually act smart. Change it. My property should go to my second son. Keep changing it. Day before actually you died, what actually you wrote, that actually. But it's a wonderful thing. Instead of actually making advocates eat up actually your hard-earned money, you use it. So that's about, and we have this Christian marriage, Indian Succession Act, PAKHWADA, right? And I was told that I should actually talk about PAKHWADA here. PAKHWADA actually is the Protection of Children Act from Sexual Offences Act. Here, this act is applicable only to those who are less than 8, right? They are the victims. But the perpetrator could be of any age, right? In that sense, it may be applicable. Right? Therefore, I'm actually going to speak to something about that later on. Christian Marriage Act, National Commission actually, Women Act, Bonded Labor, and all that. And next, the 19th one is SPOSH, that is Sexual Harassment at Workplace Act, right? That came into existence in 2013. And your university actually has that internal complaints committee also. And I was also there actually in that particular committee, inquiring into certain offences and some of the other things actually lost, right? Let me not actually talk all these actually. I will take some of them actually talk to you about. Dowry, I told you, hardly there is a marriage in this country without a dowry. So everybody takes it. The thing is, only once actually when there is a problem in the marriage, then the question of dowry comes into picture. So the father of the bride readily gave actually whatever the son-in-law demanded. But subsequently, when he started actually pestering his daughter for more and more, then he files a case. I had given 10 lakh rupees, he's still asking. Right? Only then I'll tell you the case actually will reach the police stations and the court. Right? The question arises. And I already told you both the giver and the taker should be punished. So you're given and still actually asking more and more. When you go and actually give a complaint to the police station, you will not be punished under this particular act because you are helping the system. You are helping the system. You will not be considered as an offender, right? So minimum dowry, I tell you, this country is 30%. It's one of the surveys minimum. There is a personality who never actually went less than 30. I don't know why actually the 30,000 came into picture. That is the market value, right? Of the least eligible bachelor in this country. Right? And here the door and the meher should not be included. Door and meher actually is nothing but a kind of money in Muslim actually personal law, where actually the bride side should give it to the groom side as the mandatory money. So that is not actually the and minimum punishment actually is 5 years and 15,000 rupees or equivalent to the kind of money you took at the store. You got my point? And the burden of proof is very important. The burden of proof means who should prove before the court of law? Whether actually the person who took the dowry saying that I have not taken, he should prove it, or the person who gave the dowry. Right? It's very simple, I tell you. If I say that actually this fellow demanded dowry and given him dowry, it becomes his problem. It's not my problem. If I simply go to the police station, file a case, I tell you it is their problem to prove that actually the other person is innocent. It's not my problem. And the person aggrieved actually will not be punished. Any advertisement, I tell you, you will be able to find actually that. Where there is a bride, I tell you, with all these wonderful features with this qualification, and if there is actually a prospective actually groom with this qualification, etc., so much of property, so much of money will be open advertisement, right? So up for sale, I tell you, in a public auction, a girl actually is eligible to get married, right? So this kind of an advertisement actually is totally prohibited. And these offences are non-bailable. Non-bailable means you have to go to the court and fight actually struggle to get actually bail. It is not that. And also for appointment of dowry prohibition officers. Dowry prohibition officers. And we have inserted, I'll tell you, two actually sections. One dowry death, 604B, where the punishment actually will be extended up to death sentence. It all depends actually of the gravity of the offence. And also under section 498 of Indian Penal Code, where the in-laws actually pester actually the bride or newly married actually the daughter-in-law to bring more money or actually bring money, right? It can be punished actually under 498, which came into existence in 1985, right? And coming to this domestic violence, which I'm actually going to talk to you, the domestic violence, I told you, 30% of women actually face direct actually kind of a violence. About 3.5% pregnant women actually face domestic. Pregnant women. There are horrible cases which are not actually going to discuss. Right? How pregnant women actually have been so cruelly treated actually by their in-laws. And the National Commission for Women actually has received this year. We still actually have another 25 days to go. So far, we have received actually about 17,348 actually these domestic violence cases. The National Commission for Women has received. Karnataka is the topmost actually state where domestic violence actually is experienced. Karnataka is notorious actually for domestic. I don't know why Karnataka people are so cruel to women. That is what type of actually domestic violence can you come across? For example, pushing somebody, not jocular, right? Really, it's actually all serious. Shaking, throwing objects, punching, kicking, and choking, right? All of them actually become domestic violence. Forcing to engage in sex, right? I tell you, marital rape actually is the new concept. Marital rape is a married man and woman, I tell you, there can be rape against such charges. This is the concept actually in the West have accepted where even the wife has to give consent actually for a sexual relation. Sexual experience or sex. Man and woman. In India, that is not the case. I tell you, kind of an implied consent is given during marriage. The moment actually woman is married, I'll tell you, consent actually once and for all is given, just like blank. So he need not actually take consent. But it is not the case, I tell you. But recently, the Delhi High Court actually gave a wonderful, actually, hard hitting actually this, saying that when a husband actually behaves like, I tell you, a typical criminal, forces and treats actually his wife actually as an animal, and uses actually her for sexual satisfaction, it has to be considered as rape. Partially we have recognized. Anyway, the case actually is pending before the Supreme Court. A law will come shortly, I tell you, where even married people can also be fined actually, charged with rape, where the case could be filed actually by the woman. And these are all not actually very good things to happen in this country. Anyway, that is the situation. And name calling and demeaning. Gaslighting is nothing but actually psychologically, torturing, psychologically. Humiliating, threat to harm the near ones. So he will not do anything. He will torture actually her mother or her father or her sister. So indirectly, in fact, actually bringing about a kind of pressure on her. And the Domestic Violence Act is a very small act, actually, with some 37 sections. And for the first time, I'll tell you where we recognize. So earlier, I'll tell you the father actually treating the mother badly was considered as It's something actually very normal in the family. Even today, I tell you, most of us actually, when husband and wife actually they fight, it's usual. I tell you, if not husband and wife, who else you fight? So natural, so common. No, it is not the case. Actually. It's not. And it is an effective actually protection of rights of women guaranteed under the Constitution. Every woman, like men, I tell you, they have certain rights that guaranteed, and it has to be given effect under this act. And for the victims of violence occurring within the family, and for matters connected with incident there, who actually can be the victim? I tell you, who actually lives in family relationship. Means it could be the daughter, it could be the wife, it could be the sister. Any woman, I tell you, lives actually in a shared household. An unmarried daughter, a divorced daughter, who actually lives within the family, in fact, actually structure. Any man, I tell you, causes actually any kind of a physical or mental violence, it is domestic violence. Not necessarily by, I tell you, the husband to the wife, or the brother to the sister, or son to the mother, nothing of it, any man. And the original law said the case can only be filed against men. I tell you, domestic violence act can only be committed by whom? Men against women. This is something. No? For a very long time, actually, this is a situation at home. The mother-in-law does something really bad to the daughter-in-law. That was not domestic violence. That could be an offense under Indian penal law. And Delhi High Court and Bombay High Court, of late, after nearly 10 years, I tell you, they are ruling that any person within the shared household causes any kind of a violence against women, that actually becomes domestic violence. Now, women also can be held responsible actually for domestic violence, right? And domestic violence, all types of relationships. Offenses only against men earlier, I told you. Now, actually, it has been violent. And it's proactive. All types of violence. All types of violence. Say, for example, what about actually violence between in a living relationship? You know, what is that living relationship? Where you do not marry. Living relationship actually is a strange kind of a relationship. We developed actually from West, where if you marry and usually no divorce rate actually UK is 60%. In India, it is average 1%, but in Mysore it's 20%. And from West, I tell you, once the marriage takes place, the next thing would be divorce. Right? That is the thing. In India, it is not the case. So therefore, divorce actually is a very, very costly kind of an affair actually. Very costly because one is mental torture, psychological actual problem. Second, economic actually burden. No, in the West, if a man actually wants to divorce his wife, during actually their marriage, how much he earned, 50% actually should be given to the wife. So for example, you win 2 Wimbledon and you want to divorce your wife. 1 Wimbledon goes to you can retain it. If you divorce for a second time, both will go. You will be bankrupt. Many people I tell you after divorce have gone very bad. Therefore, what they do not want to marry. They simply say, "We live together. What is the problem?" Tomorrow, something actually goes on and say goodbye and go. Right? And the children are born, adopt them. Look at the tragedy. You will be adopting your own children, actually your own child. Right? And you know, avoid all these things. This problem has come to India. It has not just come to Bombay, Delhi, Madras, I tell you. Mysore, Inaugural, Gundlupet also. Right? Where they live together. If they get fed up, they say goodbye and go away. There can't be any kind of a relationship. I tell you, family is one of the most important institutions, social institutions, I tell you. All today happy and healthy because of the strong actually family institution that was behind you when you were actually born, growing, and you're still actually having that kind of relationship. I doubt that in another 20, 30, or 40 years that the institution of marriage would ever exist. Because look at actually the kind of things that are actually going on. See that as it may, that is not our actually instant problem. Coming back to here, who have lived together, who are living together, all of them actually can be brought under this particular act. And the relationship actually can be consanguinity, means through blood, through marriage, or through some kind of a relationship. Right? All women actually will have this kind of a thing. Right? Look here, about this, 109 judges actually were once interviewed. To find out judges, I'm particularly talking about judges, what kind of an attitude they had about women. And their attitude women actually was like this. 48% of them believe that there are certain occasions when it is justifiable for a woman to slap his wife. Occasionally you can slap your wife. Nothing wrong. The judge says. In Saudi Arabia, there was a law once. You can hit your wife as you wish, but you should not actually leave any scar. If you leave any scar, then it is liable for punishment. If you don't actually leave any injury on the body, you are not good. Look at the kind of funny laws sometimes you make, right? Only when you allow men to make laws, these are the kind of laws I could implement. And 74% believe that preservation of family should be the woman's primary responsibility. So the preservation of the family is her responsibility, it's not my responsibility. I can actually go about and be a vagabond, but my wife should actually be always at home and preserve actually the wonderful actually the family traditions, right? And 68% actually said provocative dress actually is the invitation for sexual assault. I don't know how you actually accept it. If some woman actually provokes, comes actually with a kind of a garb actually which is provocative, nothing wrong in actually sexually assault. So this looks ridiculous, can you? And 34% believe that dowry has an inherent cultural, giving actually some money to the groom actually by the bride and telling it has some cultural value. It has to be given, right? Nothing wrong with it. And 55% of the women actually, the judges believe that moral character of woman is relevant in case of sexual assault. If morally I tell you there is something wrong and you can actually assault. Nothing wrong. If you talk to a neighbor, wears a kind of a dress I tell you everything, you can actually assault her. That is what the judge says. And 9% believe that those who say no to sexual intercourse often mean yes. This is the biggest. If someone actually says no, it means yes. She can't simply say yes. That's why she's saying no. No. This is how I think. And domestic violence. What kind of domestic violence? Look, refusal to talk to me. Be careful of all these men sitting here. Go home and don't talk. It could be domestic violence. No. The Supreme Court actually gave a wonderful decision. A woman actually filed actually a case for divorce. And one of the grounds for divorce actually is fluid, mental fluid. The court asks, what is your mental fluid? When he comes home, he doesn't look at me. There is no smile, no talk. And after a lengthy argument, the court actually gave a decision. Yes, it is indeed. When men go home, let's stick a wonderful smile on your face and go and actually just grin before them. Talk to her, like just like in America, honey used to say, enter, embrace, give a hug and a kiss, no divorce, no fluid. In Indian culture is totally different, right? If you talk to your woman actually too much, woman will suspect there is something wrong. It's up to you, right? But anyway, 9% of the women I will tell you, the cases, total number of domestic violence cases, they are refusing to. And get angry with the children, 12%. Most of us actually get angry. There are exceptional women and men here. They never actually get angry, just like Jesus Christ. No, never angry. There is an exceptional case that I'm an ordinary mortal. I do actually get angry. Right? That's it. Not giving money, 18% I tell you. Money when need to be given, you have to give it. If you give, it is domestic violence. Threat to throw, reprimand wife. That is very. For example, you go to office, the breakfast is ready. And how you must actually interact with your wife? I don't know how you must act. That is your problem. Right? If you exceed, it becomes repetitive. And it could be what? The wife would say, from tomorrow onwards, if you want to have breakfast, have it. Prepare it, eat it, and go. I don't. Threat to throw in a house, 51% I tell you, this is a domestic violence. Physically assault the wife, about I think 63%. This happens. And use abusive language, about 80%. These are domestic activities, right? No. These are usually the physical abuse, I don't have to explain. And sexual abuse, I already spoken to you. Verbal abuse like insult, critical, humiliation, name calling, etc., repeated threats, etc. Economic abuse, where you're supposed to give money if you don't have to give. So these are the rights available. Please actually take this particular point. So any domestic violence that the woman actually can have, she's having the right to have a shared household. Say for example, one of the police officer actually was telling me, sir, the teenage daughter, I mean a grown-up daughter actually who's just 19 years old, she says, Dad, I'm getting married tomorrow, please actually come for the night. Daughter tells the father. The father actually was shell shocked. And he's trying to in fact actually beat left and right. Who is that idiot? He's not asking why he's not an idiot. I've chosen a right person. And he files a case, and the court actually says she has the right, in fact, make a choice. And under domestic violence, I'll tell you, till they get married, settle down, I'll tell you, they have to provide a place to live in the house. A attached bathroom actually should be provided for her, and allowance should be given, and she will be allowed to simply, in fact, go anywhere she likes because she's grown up. The Shabda murder case you have been reading now. She wrote such an elegant actually reply to the parents when the parents said, don't actually get married, we'll find a good boy. She said, I'm come of age, mind your bloody business. I have the right to choose my own actually partner. She chose a wonderful partner where actually she cut into pieces and showed her into everything. And not only that, when the pieces of her body actually was in the fridge, she could actually bring in other girlfriends actually have fun. Right? No, I'm not thereby saying that actually you must listen to your parents. Just because you come of age doesn't mean actually you can. Recently someone actually said a wonderful thing. The court says she has come of age, she can marry anybody. You know what the father said? My house actually is not a dharma chatra where actually she can come and eat and live, and after eating she can go and do anything. If you want actually she wants to marry, she has to take my consent. Right? Luckily, unfortunately, law doesn't recognize that. Right to obtain assistance and protection. If your own actually people try to trouble you, if there is a domestic violence, you get an order from the court, they'll provide actually protection. Protection orders, residence orders, monetary relief, custody orders. For example, woman actually has a child, she can actually take a custody of the child. Compensation orders, interim and ex parte orders. These are all the benefits that are there at under this particular. And the last one I'll tell you, I'll talk to you about sexual harassment. How more time do I answer? The teachers, this is the problem with the teachers. These are the best things they will speak. That is why you must have to give me something. Anyway, so sexual harassment, we have very subtle kind of sexual harassment. Many of you not be knowing what the man actually is doing is sexual harassment, right? And we have actually clearly, in fact, mentioned what exactly. I'll tell you, 1 in 5 employees, I'll tell you, sexual harassment, right? But many of them actually do not know what actually sexual harassment is. A survey has found that 88% of female workforce in India, IT and people, they are actually facing sexual harassment. Close to 50% of women are subject to abusive language. And as well as 37% of employees did not know where to report. Say, for example, in your workplace, you have some kind of sexual harassment, what to do? Because that is not actually discussed during actually employment. That is actually part of the term and conditions of employment order, right? Therefore, now it has actually become obligatory that in your actually appointment orders actually or employment orders, all these things actually must be clearly spelled out, right? And nearly 91% of them did not report for being victimized. Say, for example, you go and actually give a complaint against your own boss. In most of the cases, actually, these bosses actually do this thing, right? Or sexually harassing. You do not want to give a complaint actually against your boss because you're scared of what? Your continuity in the job. And look at a recent survey, it says 70% marked inappropriate touch, where there was no necessary, I tell you, unnecessary touch. I went to one of the hospitals for sexual, some kind of an inquiry, where the nurse actually, she said that actually there is one security officer, every day morning, he says, good morning, sister, and comes actually offers his hand. We are hesitant when the officer actually extends the hand, I also stretch my hand. That man keeps shaking my hand without leaving it. Is it sexual harassment? When we ask that man, sir, in shaking hand, is there any duration of time? I should shake hand only for 2 seconds or 3 seconds. So what if I shake it actually for another 3 or 5 or extra 1 full minute? Yeah, how will you in fact decide actually such subtle issues will be very difficult, right? He has that kind of a nonsensical actually idea of sexual harassment. But how to prove it? He is doing something normally everybody does, shaking hand and pressing the hand very hard. Right? These are all actually very, very subtle things. And you should actually, because I have inquired about 70 to 80 actually sexual harassment cases. Horrible kind of actually cases. In one of the cases actually the woman came and gave a complaint about actually officer saying that actually he is a nasty fellow, sir. He is actually making a kind of animal from advance of sexual. What is it? One day I came at it in a sari, he said, you look wonderful in sari. I thought it was a compliment. Next day I came actually in another kind of a sari, he said, you really look beautiful. Today you are much better than yesterday. Every day these compliments actually started increasing. And I one day put it across his face saying that actually this is nonsense, stop. After 1 week I went to him actually for a leave, he said, refuse. Why should I give you leave? No, you are very important in the office only. And the complaints actually comes to our committee, we started inquiry. So, is she so beautiful that I must look at her? This is the kind of actually answer he gives. Hello, whether she is beautiful or not, she is a woman and you are a man, there is a complaint. We are not actually, it's not a beauty contest to find out whether she is beautiful or not. It's a complaint I tell you, we're supposed to inquire. What are you going to do? No. Then I told him, look, if at all, if she brings a couple of more actually women who have also suffered actually under your hand, and if she say that actually, yes, this man actually was that kind, you would be punished. You know what is the punishment? You might even lose the job. Then he realized actually the problem that is booming. Then he went and actually begged her and they entered into a kind of compromise under section 10. They came, sir, no problem, sir. And she said, okay, sir, we have to live together for another actually 10 years because I have service actually for another 10 years. I have to be there. I can't actually press this charge. So these are actually sexual harassment activities. And rubbing, patting, purposefully brushing up against other person. While walking, simply brushing and right? And 70% sharing images of videos, including pornography and indecent. 69% marked demand for request for sexual favors. They were quite actually one frank. Openly they made actually offer. Right? And other offensive behaviors are taking remarks about women's body. You are lean, you are good, you are attractive, you are sexy, and all that nonsense. And clothing, about the clothing, making lewd jokes, asking questions about person's sex life. You believe it or not, in all cases, I tell you, she is an assistant commissioner, tell you, next to the deputy commissioner. She was in one of the training programs in that. And after actually I finished my talk, she came to me, she said, sir, my senior officer calls me at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, and sometimes at 11:30 he calls me. My husband actually, he still actually thinks that it could be an official call. At 11:30 he says, did you have your supper? Shall we go for lunch tomorrow? This is the kind of nonsense. I asked, madam, you are a senior officer. If you cannot actually show what you are, what about actually all those people, second division clerk and apprentice peons, women in your office? You have to stand up against that person and actually tell him that what he's doing is wrong. She was really scared. I just told her what happened subsequently. I do not. What I'm trying to say is this could be rampant anywhere at any point. Right? And 44% of them actually first sexual harassment are registered, and that's very wonderful thing. 44%. Amongst all other countries, Indian women actually are so courageous, I tell you. Highest Indian women actually are the ones actually who file actually complaints against sexual. In this regard, you will have in fact appreciate. Coming to this problem, I think was there, but it was not actually recognized legally. In 1996, the Supreme Court actually Visakhapatnam was the state of Rajasthan gave a hard-hitting actually decision where a woman actually was raped in the police station in the presence of her husband. When they wanted to in fact actually give a complaint, the police actually did not take the complaint. And when the case actually at last filed, and all got acquitted. And when they went to the High Court, at that time, a PIL was filed in Supreme Court. The result of which Visakhapatnam Rajasthan decision came out. And the Supreme Court actually gave a guideline saying that we don't have law in this country for sexual harassment of women at workplace. Till you make law, you have this guideline, right? And it directed actually the government of India to make a law immediately. That was in 1996. The wonderful government of India took 16 long years to make. In between, there were two actual warnings from the Supreme Court. In 2013, that act actually came into existence, and which you all know, I tell you, if there are more than actually 10 employees in that particular organization, you will have to have an internal complaints committee. If you have less than actually 9 or 10 employees, you will have actually one actually committee called the local complaints committee. either actually at the district office or the taluk office or a panchayat office, etc. And they have actually created a whole mechanism which you all know. And look, this is what exactly sexual harassment is all about. Physical contact and advances. Demand for request for sexual favors. Sexually colored remarks. Showing pornography. Any other, I think, welcome. I have already spoken about that, right? I do not want to say. Regarding POKSO, a few words, and I just come to talk and take if there are 3 questions. Child sexual abuse actually is rampant. One massive survey. Nowhere in the world actually such a massive survey has happened. In India, it was actually funded. And the outcome actually is just. The 53% actually the children in the family environment not going to school reported facing sexual abuse. They are not going to school. 53% of the children who are not going to the school, at home they face, they'll tell you, and about 40 to 90, 50% the children who go to the school, they found actually sexual harassment. Imagine your child actually goes to the school. And they say, I'll tell you, there about actually nearly 50% of the children in school face sexual harassment, right? And about 61% at work, it could be shop factory, etc. 54% on the street children. Street children we can understand because no parents, no permanent home, and anybody could actually lay their hands on them. And about actually 20% and 47% in institutions like giant and children's home, hostels. 20% was subjected to severe sexual harassment. One step short, I think, of it. And 50% are abusers are known to the child. An unknown person does it, I'll tell you, we call it a police case. A known person, a school teacher, an uncle, brother's friend, or some hostel warden. These are the people, if they do it, we take action defense around. Look, every year 10,000 children in India go missing. Quite often seen the papers, I'll tell you, a photograph of a child or a girl missing, they say. Have you ever found an advertisement? A missed person has been found. That is not a news and we don't require it. Nobody is interested. And about 5 lakh children are estimated to be forced into infant sex industry every year. 5 lakh every year. And approximately 2.5 million child commercial sex workers are within the age of 5 and 15. Don't ask me a 5-year-old actually what business she has got actually in a brothel. I say 25 lakhs of children actually are day and night selling their bodies actually in a brothel. And approximately 33 lakh children are in the age group of 15 and 18. This is the prime age, I tell you. Look at actually the tragedy of these prostitutes. Their profession actually will come to an end by the time they reach actually 35 or 40. After that, it is a real hell. It's full of, I'll tell you, diseases and mental torture. The next actually remaining lifetime actually is a big torture, and she will die actually in a kind of worst possibility. Right? This is the problem. And 80% of children are found in 5 metros because that is where the demand is. And 71% of the natural illiterate. Someone is literate, you can use actually a skill and knowledge actually for earning someone. Someone is absolutely illiterate, this is the only thing I tell you they have to do. So this act is a wonderful piece of legislation. Strict, I tell you. So right to safety, security and protection from sexual abuse. This law is meant to in fact protect the right of safety, security and protection, and inducement and co-into sexual abuse. There are about at least 5 to 6 crore pornographic actually sites today actually in the world. 5 to 6 crore. Perhaps the only country in the world to certain extent it has regulated is China. No country, I will tell you, has been able to regulate. Certainly not possible to in fact regulate because if any government actually wants to regulate, the very government will do that. Right? And there's a huge money. Pornography, I will tell you, child pornography is another rampant actual issue. At least actually there are a couple of crores of sites today it is actually available. Right? And the children, the prevent exploitative use of children in prostitution and generation of pornographic material. And it has 5 stages. One is stages of reporting. There is a strict actually control over reporting of these issues. Press people are not supposed to report. I tell you, even today, if there is a rape, I tell you, the victim's name should not be given. Nirmaya's case, VTV people actually revealed the name and the report actually was punished. You are not supposed to, right? And the reporting stage, there is a restriction. And the recording of the evidence, I tell you, a child of 3 years or 4 years old, child who has been sexually abused, I tell you, if you cross-examine the child in a court of law, it is ridiculous. We can't simply understand. The child doesn't know anything about the sex and you are cross-examining whether actually she has been abused. Therefore, we have strict actually what cross-examination procedure. The advocate cannot actually directly ask the question actually to the child. And the court, except actually the close relatives of the child, nobody else actually should be there. And the advocate who wants to cross-examine the child should ask the question to the judge first. The judge actually will actually put the appropriate actually form and ask the same question to the child. That's one thing. And investigation. Policemen should never actually go to a child actually with the uniform on, with the uniform. Because the police already in fact depicted actually as the cruelest public servants. Therefore, they have to go actually in their actually muftis and we have actually the police force, juvenile police. Juvenile police is specially trained to tackle actually or talk to the children. They must actually go. There are special reports. There are special courts and there are special prosecutors. Right? We have the entire country. This is it. Look, prior to this, we had actually these rape cases. I told you the definition of rape actually was originally drafted by Macaulay in 1860. Look, and there was a serious actually kind of defect in it. What is that? It did because in India, it can happen only against women. There can't be a rape of men, unlike in the West. In the West, I tell you, a man can find a case in the police saying that actually another man raped. But in India, I tell you, only women actually can go to the police station saying that actually I mean, this is not neutral. But if the age is less than 18, it is neutral. There can be sexual assault actually on a child. Is actually important. So earlier definition actually was phenovaginal intercourse, where actually the male organ shall enter actually the female organ to constitute. I'll tell you, as a consequence of which I tell you, 92% of the rape accused actually got away because it could not be impacted. Now laws have been put to use. There is a comprehensive definition which I do not want to impact talk here. A lengthy, wonderful actual definition which literally covers all kinds actually of sexual abuse. And outraging the modesty of a woman, I'll tell you, is another thing. They have added actually a few more new offenses here. This modesty, should it only be the exclusive prerogative of the woman? Is there any modesty for men? If I go and actually pat a woman at the back, outraging the modesty. If I do the same thing to a man, nobody bothers. It's not modest. But if the same thing is done to a child, I'll tell you, it is outraging the modesty. Less than 18, it is right. The unnatural offense actually is the biggest problem. It is indeed a debatable question also. In 2009, in one of the cases actually Delhi High Court actually faced this problem where two men actually were in some kind of a relationship when the police, because under the old law, the homosexuality and lesbianism actually is punishable with life imprisonment. A man and a man actually have any kind of a relationship, life imprisonment, up to 10 years. Two men actually filed a case. This is my fundamental right. To have a relationship with a man or woman is my fundamental right. It's my freedom. You can't question it. It's just like this, So, for example, I like jamuns. I tell everyone actually to eat jamuns only. If you eat jalebis, you will be sent to jail for fun. It's just like that. If I want a man, I will have a relationship with a man. If I like a woman, I will tell you I will have a relationship actually with a man. So it is my actually human right and it's my fundamental right. You can't come. Delhi High Court actually accepted and gave it. The man and man relationship, man and woman relationship is not punishable. But it was taken actually in appeal to the Supreme Court. In the meantime, I was addressing a group of actually UASPs. There, I told, look, the Delhi High Court actually has given this ruling, man and man, woman and woman actually can have a relationship. One police officer said, sir, what is this, sir? What is the problem? What is man and man? What is this? What is your problem? The Delhi High Court actually has not said that all men should go behind men. It has not said. If someone actually wants to go behind it, let him go. It's no problem, sir. So, okay, sir, but thereafter what? There and I go to whole so that is their actually very problem. It is not a, this is a problem in India. And anyway, 2000 Supreme Court reversed it. In 2018, I made a law where we said men and men, men and women. They can actually have a relationship. And a few months ago in Kerala, two men actually went to sub-minister office. Went to sub-minister office, and they said, you would like to marry. So sub-minister asked, where is the bride? What do you mean bride? The law is that women can marry. He said, I am not going to marry because actually my law says men and women. Now the case is pending before the Kerala High Court. We'll see what to do. So that is always unnatural offense. Now they can marry, but there are other offenses like, if someone comes and says, I want to marry my computer. Or I want to marry my dog. This still actually is permitted. Right? Tomorrow we do not know when we can marry. A man can marry a man. What is wrong actually if the same man actually wants to marry actually with his pet dog or a cat or something? Right? So all these things actually are coming up. Anyway, now attempt. Only these four sections that we talked about protection of women. That's it. And I would like to just conclude with these things. 498 IPC, detailed provisions since 1985, talking about the protection of women. Dowry death, a special activity, 304B, adultery, I told you this is another problem. Adultery is an offense where a man actually tries to have a relationship with a married woman. And when it's an offense, but only man is punished, not the woman. With the consent, So what is the Supreme Court actually ruling say was? It is an offense against the marriage. He is not committing an offense against anybody, it's an offense against the marriage. Because women actually sometimes, because actually of the physiological and actually mental issues, mental kind of a thing, they might actually give some kind of a consent. Therefore, this man is committing an offense against the institution of marriage, therefore only men actually should be punished. But our present, I tell you, the Chief Justice Chandrachud actually gave a ruling in the Supreme Court recently saying that it is not an offense at all. If the married woman actually gives consent for sex with another man, it is not an offense at all. They can have this kind of a relationship, but the husband or the woman actually will have a role for days. That minimum, I think, consent should be. These are the new offenses. I think I will stop here. If you have any questions, you can ask me. Thank you.
Now I request the chairperson to conclude the session by the remarks. Thank you very much, sir, for highlighting about the status of women, the important legislations, the PASH Act and the cause for domestic violence. Sir, I have only one question. You said there are only 4 women judges out of 33 in Supreme Court and only 11% out of 650 in High Court. So why is it so? If more women judges are there, then pending cases would be cleared fastly.
This is the problem. Till now, I tell you, in the entire judicial history of India, Supreme Court has seen only less than at least 10 women judges. There are actually about 350 Supreme Court judges so far actually served and retired. Only 10 women actually have been there. I think the government and the judiciary should actually think about it. And it is not the government. Who appoints a judge? Only judiciary appoints a judge. That's the biggest problem, collegium actual problem. Nobody appoints a judge and tell you. The government only issues that order. Entire appointment actually is done actually by the judiciary itself. Right? It is called collegium, High Court and Supreme Court. The Supreme Court actually in its wisdom come to a conclusion that more number of judges are required. Luckily, we have a proactive Chief Justice today who is going to recently, he has said that he is going to constitute actually women's bench, exclusive of women. There are actually 4 exclusive actually women bench. See, I'll tell you, this is only a lip service, unless and until at least about 34, 15 actually women judges are there. Usually in family court, there will be women, right? Not that actually wherever there are women, there will be justice for women. I'm not actually saying that. At least actually the problem will be appreciated actually by women
of the problem for the women, right? That's the thing, right? So therefore, it's a judicial issue that we look into the issue and then try to solve.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir, for a very lucid presentation with excellent examples. Even for students who are not to clearly understand what are the provisions and what the takeaway message is, we should be proactive on the report. Thank you very much.
I request the Minister, sir, to give the certificate of appreciation for Professor K. Suresh. Now I request Dr. Mohan to give token of gratitude to our Minister for sharing with us. Be seated. I request the legislature to give the of appreciation to Dr. Sinor ML, Srimati Kokita Madam, for sharing this issue. Thank you, sir. Rajendra Swamiji, and seeking the blessings of His Holiness, Jagat Guru Shri Shivratri Keshikanama Swamiji, we begin the program. The International Day for the Elimination of Violence Against Women 2022, with the theme Unite, Activism to End Violence Against Women and Girls, is a campaign and an initiative of days of various activities which will aim to create awareness and mobilize people to become activists for the prevention of violence against women, to stand in solidarity with women's rights. JSS Academy of Higher Education and Research emphasizes on prevention of violence against women in higher education place and providing safe and secure working environment. With a brief introduction, I, Dr. Ashwini P., Coordinator Department of Microbiology, JSS Academy of Higher Education Research, welcome you all to the Discrimination Against Women PAKHWADA, organized by JSS Academy of Higher Education and Research, Mysore. Knowledge is the greatest asset that a human mind has. Cultivating that knowledge can help one become more confident and successful. Goddess Saraswati symbolizes the knowledge who helps realize the essence of self. We begin the program with an invocation to Goddess Saraswati by Mr. Rakshit Peri, studying MSc Microbiology in School of Life Sciences, Mysore.
Namaskar, Maheshwari, More kapina bhava, more nagiri, Korelati anyarama. More kapina bhava, more nagiri, Korelati anyarama. More kaila sutta, more chandra. Muru kanniya sutta muridetta chandrana diyata garatare kalamma sharare uma maheshwari nimmaladi adararam. Uttadati divitta channaladita dhiratari vayaram. Pattadayari paratiya kumarani Muttaya garatare kalamma namamma sharade uma maheshwari nimmaladi adararam. Kammalavairi sudanade sundiya Garatari kalamma namamma sharade uma maheshwari nimmaladi adyaram nimmaladi adyaram nimmaladi adyaram.
May Goddess Saraswati hold our hands and enlighten our paths towards wisdom. Thank you, Rakshit. I now request Dr. Suma Emin, Vice Principal, JSS Medical College, Mysuru, to deliver the welcome speech.
Thank you, Stevie. A pleasant morning to one and all. Offering my reverential pronouns to His Holiness Jagadguru Dr. Sri Shivratri Rajendra Mahaswami Ji, I am going to the lotus feet of His Holiness Jagadguru Sri Shivratri Rajendra Mahaswami Ji and seeking his blessings. It's my immense pleasure in welcoming this august gathering. JSS Academy of Higher Education and Research gives much emphasis on many quality and safety measures for women. That institution has put in place creating awareness to prevent violence against women, and there today is one such program that we are here to inaugurate this program, that is prevention of violence against women beyond the barriers, respect and empower women at workplace. It's honor to have Professor K.S. Suresh, Chief Executive, JSS Law College, Mysuru, as our chief guest, who has contributed immensely towards women's rights and empowerment. And Professor Suresh is in many boards and committees and has addressed many students with regard to Prevention, Prohibition and Redressal Act 2013, even in the Anti-Ragging Committee, and sir has given many inputs and he has supported us very well. Sir, thank you for accepting and being here with us as chief guest. Thank you very much. Welcome you, sir. We feel privileged to have amongst us Dr. Surinder Singh, Vice Chancellor, JSS Academy of Higher Education Research. His wisdom combined with his experience has provided us an opportunity in conceptualizing higher standards in education offered at JSS AHER. His support and guidance provided us the needed encouragement in organizing such programs. I wholeheartedly welcome you, sir. I am extremely glad to welcome Dr. B. Manjunatha, Registrar JSS AHER. His constant support and guidance in organizing this event is admirable. I welcome you to this program. Amongst us, we have Dr. Dakshayani Emma, Deputy Director Academics and Vice Principal JSS Dental College and Director CDOE in Mysuru, a woman with simplicity and her valuable inputs in making this event possible. A warm welcome to you, Dr. Dakshayani. A warm welcome to Mrs. Kokila Emma, Deputy Registrar Senior Grade, who is the backbone in organizing this mega event. I appreciate her efforts and for all the pains she took in organizing such a wonderful program in a very short span of time. It's a 13-day long program. We wholehearted welcome to you, Mrs. Kokila. A cordial welcome to all deans, deputy deans, university officers who are integral part of this program. Gracious welcome to our principal, Dr. H. Basanagowda, JSS Medical College. Dr. Pramod, principal of JSS College of Pharmacy. Dr. Ravi Shaya, Head Faculty of Life Sciences. Sri Satish Chandra, Administrative Officer, JSS Medical College. And all the coordinators and our administrative officers of the constituent colleges and university departments. Without whose support we would not have been possible to organize this mega event. And I think it's known that we are all here very safe with their support and the care that has been extended by them. I take this opportunity to welcome all resource persons and chairpersons who have accepted our invitation to speak on discrimination against women PAKHWADA. I welcome all program coordinators who are tirelessly working for the success of this 13-day long program. I warmly welcome all my fellow colleagues, teaching and non-teaching staff of JSS AHER and constituent colleges. And last but not the least, I welcome all the students from constituent colleges of JSS AHER to this wonderful event and make best use of this program in empowering yourselves and all the women around you. Thank you, Anand.
Thank you, Madam. It's my pleasure to welcome Dr. Suma Allen, Vice Principal, JSS Medical College and Chairperson, Internal Complaints Committee to this program. Her efforts in guiding us in organizing today's program is commendable. She is a guiding force throughout to make this event possible. Heartiest welcome to you, Madam. Light is always considered as a symbol of purity, goodness, prosperity, and enlightenment. Darkness could not drive out blackness. Only light can accomplish so. Let us hope that brightness of education overcomes the darkness of divisions, injustice, and aggression in the society and leads us to growth, equality, and liberty. May the darkness of ignorance be swept away by the dawn of self-realization. I now request the dignitaries of the dais to inaugurate the event by lighting the lamp. I now request Mrs. Kokila Alice, Deputy Registrar Senior Grade and Member Secretary Internal Complaints Committee to brief about the program.
Elriku Namaskara. Seeking the blessings of His Holiness Swamiji and with the permission of the President of the Inaugural program, I take the honor of giving an overview about the Women PAKHWADA program as my proud privilege. Violence against women continues to be an obstacle for achieving equality, development, peace, as well as for fulfillment of women and girls' human rights. The promise of the SDGs to leave no one behind cannot be fulfilled without putting an end of violence against women and girls. Hence, promoting gender equality, empowering women in all walks of life, preventing all forms of violence against women, and upholding human dignity is the need of an hour. To educate the public on issues of concern, to mobilize political will and resources, to address the global problems, and to celebrate and reinforce achievements of humanity, international days have become a powerful tool. To commemorate the elimination of violence against women, UNO has declared 25th November as an International Day for Elimination of Violence Against Women and has launched a 16 days activism campaign that is from 25th November to the 10th December with an intent to conclude it on 10th December to commemorate the International Human Rights Day globally. The theme Orange of Women PAKHWADA represents a brighter future free from violence against women and girls. This 2022 campaign, as Dr. Ashwini said, it is Unite Activism to End Violence Against Vulnerable Groups. This particular program aims to mobilize all society to become activists for prevention of violence against women, to stand in solidarity with women's rights activists, and to support feminist movements around the world. These concerns are well thought and have been guarded and guaranteed under fundamental rights of the Constitution of India, right to equality, right to live with dignity, right to practice any profession which demands for secure working environment. Indian women are also entering the country's workforce, as our Professor Suresh said, as a result of improved access to education, skill set, and employment opportunities, and this will result in inclusive growth for the individual, for the family, and nation as a whole. In this connection, Ministry of Education, AICT, has given advisory to observe discrimination against women PAKHWADA from 25th November to 10th December 2022 to sensitize on providing safe and secure working environment to all women, to create awareness about various provisions, prevention, prohibition, reversal of Sexual Harassment Act 2013, upholding the dignity of women and gender stereotypes, to encourage women participation in economic activities for realization of gender equality. Taking note of all international, national, and societal concerns, the Internal Complaints Committee of JSS Academy of Higher Education and Research has scheduled Women PAKHWADA program from 5th to 17th December 2022 with 3 pre-PAKHWADA meetings with ICC members, organizing committee with the leadership of JSS Academy to design the various events to orient the stakeholders on prevention of violence against women PAKHWADA, so which is beyond the barriers, respect, empowering women at higher education and workplace. This orientation is targeted to benefit ICC members, students, scholars, faculty, doctors, administrators, and the supporting staff of JSS Academy. Hence, the entire program is being conducted in hybrid mode, as our JSS College of Pharmacy, UT, and Jason, our SLS OT is off time. This 13 days marathon event covers a bucket of 20 sessions, 42 resource persons, 33 chairpersons, 20 program coordinators. This organizing committee has given emphasis to the overall development of all segments of working women with a theme of supporting beyond barriers to command, respect, and to empower them. We have experts from varied fields to deliver expert talk, ODM, and with 2 panel discussions to resolve the concerns of the participants. Legal services and experts are there, the health professionals are there, psychologists, educationalists, police academy, food and nutrition, and scientists from KVK Sotu, trainers on self-defense techniques, yoga, fitness trainers, values, it list goes on. On behalf of organizing committee, I request all the stakeholders to avail the benefit of Women's PAKHWADA and with a commitment to support each other and work beyond the barriers to work against all forms of discrimination to achieve commitment to eliminate violence against women by 2030. Thank you all. I just request everybody's support to make it possible. Thank you one and all.
Thank you, madam, for waking up our 15 days orientation program. I now request Professor K.S. Suresh, our chief guest, to address the gathering.
Honorable Vice Chancellor of HER, esteemed dignitaries on the dais, ladies and gentlemen. They say speaking is an art. To me, listening is a great art. You already listened to me for more than 1.5 hours, and you still want to listen to me. It requires a lot of actually patience. I'm happy that this 15-day program has been organized by this university to create awareness about actually discrimination against women. Usually, this is not an awareness program. It should be called a sensitization program, where quite often I go to police academy to create awareness about actually the new laws, etc., etc. But usually the police officers do not call it actually an awareness program. They say it's sensitization program. Not that actually they don't know anything about it. They know it, but they have to be sensitized because the skins actually have been little thickened. That in fact actually make it sensible to these issues. So not that actually do not know these problems against actually, right? So I have already spoken for 1.5 months. Huge number of actually problems. It is actually inherent actually in our psyche that women actually are not equal to us. And this is perpetuated actually by government actually also in its laws and practices. I'd like to just quote one wonderful thing. How government of India discriminated against women for more than 30 years. Air India, the official airliner of India, had a policy wherein they used to hire these air hosts and air hostesses. And when they hire actually these air hosts and air hostesses, the job is same, the job description is same. The men actually, the air hosts would retire at the age of 58, whereas the air hostesses would retire at the age of 35. Besides that, there were also other actually discrimination, like they're supposed to retire at 35 and they're not supposed to marry. If they really want to marry, they must actually take the permission of the management. The management would give permission with the condition that they should not actually have any children. These are the conditions. 30 long years, I tell you, this kind of discrimination went on and on. And one very courageous lady, like you actually, when Nargish Mishra filed a case actually in the Supreme Court, said this is utter discrimination of Article 14 of Indian Constitution and also violates Article 21. Both of us actually are hired for the James job, but I am actually made to retire at 35. I am not allowed to marry and also have not children. But whereas men actually can marry, divorce, have children, anything they do, right? This is absolute discrimination. The Supreme Court actually heard this case for a very, very long time, and actually the Air India made its submission before the court. And Supreme Court asked, what is the reason why you actually have this kind of provision? They said, after 35, women actually do not look attractive and they are not aged. We can't have them on the board. This is the wonderful actually justification given by Air India. Supreme Court actually got terribly wild and it came down heavily on Air India
recruitment policy. No, he is saying as if actually many people travel actually in the flight because there are attractive women actually. If you want to go to Delhi because you have some work in Delhi, not because actually there are good-looking air hostesses in Delhi. That is how actually I am trying to argue. This is nonsensical. If you can't actually have them on the board, at least have them on the ground. For the first time, I will tell you, a decision actually was made where women actually had to be in fact actually recruited on par actually with men. And this was the policy that was perpetuated by none other than Government of India. So therefore, it is there, I tell you, in our actually blood and bones, this kind of a discriminatory practice. Then you might ask me as a lawman, actually, what can you suggest? Because all these changes can be brought about. Only through law. You're all mistaken if you think that actually only law can actually bring about changes. No, law can actually bring about social changes to the tune of only 20 to 25. Not more. Dowry Prohibition Act actually came in 1960. What has happened today? Hardly any marriage takes place without dowry. Law has actually not operated at all. I'll tell you. Therefore, if really you want to bring about a kind of change, there has to be change actually in the heart of people in this. Unless and until you have this kind of change in your heart, you can't actually bring about any kind of a change. Therefore, I remember the words of actually APJ Abdul Kalam. If you really want to have a wonderful, beautiful society, 3 persons are very, very important. And I totally agree with him. I really appreciate that kind of statement. He said, the most influential person actually in your life will be your mother. And nextly, your father. Thirdly, the teacher. Only these 3 people actually can bring about a change. So, and we as teachers, I think we can certainly. We as parents, we certainly bring about a change. A small incident that actually happened in our college, I would like to just quote and then conclude my actual few words. No, Santosh Hegde was appointed as the Lokayukt of Karnataka, second Lokayukt of Karnataka. Supposed to be, even today, he's hailed as one of the finest actually Lokayuktas of India. He was invited actually to Mysore for the first time actually by my college, and many press people, public actually came in large number to listen to him. Because till then, the earlier Lokayukta used to have actually plenty of actually shows, ride a particular actually office, catch some amount of people, take out the money and give it to the urgent people, etc., all these things, which were not actually allowed under law, right? It was. They wanted actually Santosh Hegde to do it. And he spoke and he said, actually, that is not the job of Lokayukta. He's supposed to supervise all these things. One of our students actually was there, had plenty of questions, and he asked many of the questions as to how we can actually bring down corruption actually in the country and what actions are you going to take. And he asked several questions, and Lokayukta gave actually answers to all those questions. Next day morning, he was one of the senior police officers. Next day morning, in the paper I saw, senior police officer actually was raided by Lokayukta, arrested, with huge actually unaccounted money. The police officer actually was the father of this boy. For next 2-3 weeks, he did not come to the college. And after that, somewhere I'll tell you, the boy actually had lost his mental balance. He could not come. I had to send words so that he can come and actually complete it. This is what the parents do. Many times I'll tell you, many of the parents in the schools like Army come and advise our children. Once I was actually called to some of the schools actually in South Kerala. I said, I don't travel such a long time to address. If I really want to address, I would like to address actually the parents. Because, I was once actually in a training program inside where actually Kendriya Vidyalaya principals and teachers actually are trained. I was asked to talk about PAKHWADA. I was talking there. One teacher actually from Hyderabad, she actually had a very peculiar problem. She asked me, sir, one of the parents actually a 4th standard student comes and created a huge problem in the college, in the school. And he says that actually his 4th standard student, he's about 9-year-old or so, he is hooked into pornography, right? He steals my mobile and he always looks into it. When I somehow actually detected it and actually inquired him, he said actually he was told about actually this pornography by a 2nd standard student who's hardly in fact actually 7 years old. That to a girl. Then it was really shocking to me. Then I asked what happened. And they inquired actually that girl. The girl slowly revealed what exactly. One day, usually the children who come from the school, they catch hold of actually the parents' mobile and try to in fact play with her. The girl comes home, actually the father's actually mobile was there actually on the sofa, and she took and just opened it. There was this nonsense. She looked at it actually first day. Somehow actually it was interesting. The second day, the third day, she got hooked into it. Not only that, she started actually telling other students also. Right? And that is how actually it got started. Now you tell me who should be advised first? Should be advised actually the children or the parents? This is the problem. If you really want to bring about any kind of equality or abolish this kind of a discrimination, it has to start, I'll tell you, at home, with the parents, the mother, the father, and the school teachers. Law will only help you to certain extent, right? Anyway, this is really a wonderful program. The PAKHWADA for 15 long days until you're going to have on various issues. Wonderful actually topics are actually here. And it's certainly going to impact me about the change. I wish this program all the success. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for enlightening us about the various laws relating to women. I now request our Honorable Vice Chancellor, sir, to felicitate Mr. K.S. Suresh. May now I request Dr. V. Manjunatha, Registrar, JSS Academy of Education Research, to address the gathering on this occasion.
Seeking the blessings of His Holiness, under the Vice Chancellor, our Chief Guest, Dr. Suresh, the leaders of the dais, my dear students. A wonderful lecture we had from Dr. Suresh. He has covered many aspects, and one thing which was striking out is India, in our country, is far better than the West when it comes to this discrimination. Right from the complaints which we have received, more than 40%, and including our own university, I would like to quote, with the basics of Swamiji and our direction from the Vice Chancellor and principals and all that. The number of HODs is one of the highest in our states here. So this again, and officers in our university, this points towards the women empowerment. So small steps are taken where awareness, such programs are will create awareness and brings out the best in it. So the series of program speakers were lined up with excellent guest lectures. I will not be taking much time. I wish this program all the best and thank all the organizers for taking the time in organizing this event. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for always supporting us in organizing such events. I now request Dr. Dakshani Amma, Deputy Director Academics, Vice Principal, JSS Dental College and Hospital, and Director CDOE to speak few words on this occasion. Seeking the blessings of His Holiness Swamiji, dignitaries on the dais, dignitaries of the dais, and dear students. This program is one of its kind in JSS University, where a series of programs are held, again setting an example for others to say that we not only talk about things, we do things. Here, as Sir said, it's not only at the higher level, at all levels, women are given equal opportunities, and women are also taking those opportunities and coming up. The same thing holds good in our whole workforce. More than 50% or nearing 50% are ladies. Even in the student community, we find that more than 50% or equal to 50% are girl students. And this program is one such program where we are not only creating awareness about the issues faced by women, it is also to make them strong, to empower others around you. In that sense, this program is very relevant. And not only here, this time we have even included the people in Ooty. So they are watching us online. So all across the university, we have seen to it that this program is utilized by one and all. So I wish this program all the very best, and I request active participation from all. Thank you, Vanna.
Thank you, Madam, for guiding us in organizing this event. I now invite Dr. Surinder Singh, Vice Chancellor, JSS Academy of Education and Research, to deliver the presidential address.
A very good afternoon to all of you. At the outset, I submit my respectful pronouns to His Holiness Swami, the Honorable Chancellor of JSS AHR. And I thank the organizing committee comprising of Dr. Dakshani, Dr. Suma, Madam Kokila, and Madhu, and Dr. Ashwini, who were here. And my greetings to our chief guest, Dr. Suresh, who very kindly agrees to and be with us. Whether any event, anything to do with the ragging or with the women empowerment or any other legal issues also, sir is always a part of us. And my very warm greetings to my colleague, Dr. Manjuna, who is always with us through thick and thin. Coming to today's topic, which I find that we have a large number of students over here and also women. I'm very happy that some men are also over there. So I'll touch upon the topic. Very pertinent issues, which will be very diverse from what is being covered over next days of PAKHWADA. The first and the foremost thing is that, as you are all aware, we are addressing issues which concern about 50% of our population. Second, the theme is with regard to the violence. Violence can be both physical and psychological. These are the two main ones. The other forms of violence is also. Now, what can be done about it? Now, one of the things which I have observed, like there's a lot of empowerment of the women which has happened over last about more than 4 decades, and I've been a very witness to it. I have seen women being empowered right from the hinterlands and the rural areas, and women now are playing a very important role, whether it is a Panchayati Raj in the rural areas or seeing women in every walk of life. But what I feel is still we have got a long way to go. And which I was basically touching upon when Dr. Suma and all our colleagues stepped into my office also, is that if we look like with the blessings of His Holiness Swamiji and entire the authorities system which we have got in the JSS system, there are a lot of women employees in our organization. But what we find is they are at the level of SDs, they are at the level of search scholars, they are at the level of HODs, I would say, most of them. How many deans we have? Only one dean, I think. Isn't it? So what happens is there's a glass ceiling up to which a woman goes. Then they put us, there's some barrier here. It has got nothing to do with the society. It is to do with the individuals. We put sort of a ceiling over here and we think this is enough for us. The fire, the passion, the ambition to break the glass ceiling, it is in how many people? So I think that is something which is to be driven to the women. Like, see, once women come to the topmost echelons of power, all these issues with regard to the violence and all discrimination will start coming. Who makes we heard Dr. Suresh telling that in Air India there was a discrimination against women. Who made this law? It's a men. How many women there were there when this law was made? There was no presentation. So same over here, like in our constituent colleges, how many principals are women? How many women are principals? I don't think any. And I think they're celebrating a Golden Jubilee celebration this year of Pharmacy College. I mean, women pharmacists as the principal. Why? So these are the questions I would, because see, I don't want to address to you issues which you are going to listen overnight. I want to talk to you something which is very practical, very pragmatic. And when you leave this program, these are the questions which you should try to find answers within yourselves. Because until unless we don't stay upon the topic, we will not change. So we have to look at, so what we have achieved is, well, it's very good. It is very appreciative. Tremendous change has happened, but should we be satisfied with it? Or is it enough? I don't think it is enough. This is just a beginning. Women have got a much big 50% population. 50% is a huge number which is there. So the first and the foremost thing is, some of you, like a lot of students are here, and even you got a faculty over here, you will be satisfied with what? Where you want to end up in your life and what you want to do. So I think that is the first question we have to ask as a women. And I think once this is done, we will have all the answers falling in place. So the first and the foremost thing is the attitude has to change. It is we who have to bring about the change. And that is what I would say, once I was discussing with our pro-chancellor, and whenever we have a board of directors meeting at Mahavidyapeeth, how many women are there? There are none. There are none. Isn't it? So we should try to find answers. The only time I see a woman in that room is Madam Kokila sometimes when she gets called in. And this is not only over here. Let me tell you, this happens in Government of India also. We had one meeting with our Secretary Health when I was earlier in the Government of India. So, and there we had invited WHO country representative, Madam Nata Minamde. So she came and we accompanied her to the boardroom. And she was sitting next to the secretary. I was sitting next to her in the meeting conference room, and all additional secretaries, joint secretaries, everybody was there. The first thing she commented to the secretary, even before the meeting started, is why in this room of 30 people, there is not even a single woman except for me. So that means it is all pervasive. You go to Government of India, you go to corporate offices, everywhere it is men, men, men. As long as men will remain in power, this discrimination will continue. So who is going to break the glass ceiling? It is the women themselves. This is one question. Second is, we always talk about that one of the elements of our society which is responsible for violence is dowry. Isn't it? As a parents, when we marry off our daughters, do we give dowry? That's the first question we should ask ourselves. If we are ourselves giving dowry, then what right I have got to talk about violence against women from this forum? If I am myself giving dowry for my daughter's marriage, then I think there is a crisis of credibility. There is a crisis of credibility. If girl is trying to acquire a higher degree, the girl has to answer herself. Is she acquiring a higher degree just that her parents have to pay less dowry because she'll be highly qualified? Then she would have to pay less dowry would be going. That is another. These are very uncomfortable questions. But unless we don't address them, I think society will not change. So these are the questions we should answer, and we should also see, because see, once dowry is being given, I think dowry is something which is highly discriminated, if you ask. When the moment we start talking about dowry, that means we are not basically equating our sons and daughters. And why we have to give a dowry when we are empowering our daughters? We are being given the best of the education, they are no less than the men. Now you see, when the results come, even whether it's a medical college, life sciences, or CBSE result comes, all toppers are girls. All people who are doing excellent well. I went to Manipal, this medical college, convocation. And all I could count that almost 25 awards which went, almost more than 22 they were for the girls. Then why give down? These are the questions I think we have to ask ourselves as the parents, as also as the students also, and the ladies should also ask for themselves why. And I tell you why I'm saying this thing is you are highly educated. This I am talking of today. Today is 2022 December. I'll take you back in 1977. Somewhere it is September or so. I come from a feudalistic family of landlords, where women were not treated at all. Women were non-existent. They were not even taken part of any decisions. They would not be seen. They were in quarters where they were not allowed to come where the men folks are sitting. So what you see in all these movies, Bollywood and all these whether it's a Telugu movie or Kannada movie, this I've seen with my own eyes. And what happened? Our elders, they were very used to thrashing women folk in the house. So we have now. I was very young at that time, so we had this one daughter-in-law who had just entered the family just about 3 years back. So one day, one of the elders, he was thrashing his wife, and this daughter-in-law went and held his hand in front of everybody. This we see in movies. This I've seen with my own eyes. And everybody was shocked. And he asked that old man, "Are you going to kill her?" And that man sheepishly withdrew his hand. And after that, I have never seen any violence. So that means that woman, she's still related to us. She's still there. And I have got the highest regard for her. I have got the highest regard for her. Think of 1977. We are in 2022. And she still had a courage and conviction at that time. So it's no point in what we call as a modernity. Modernity is not wearing ultra-modern dresses or going to pubs or anything. Modernity is in your thoughts, it's your ideas. So she was much ahead of her times. She had that conviction to go and take that person's hand in his hand and said, "Don't do such a thing." So that's what we look forward. Until unless we don't have a courage of conviction, all these pakhwadas, they will not make any change. Let me tell you. All these pakhwadas, so it is very, very important that as we, like you see, it's my principle. Either I don't do anything. If I do, it has to result in something. So if we are having this pakhwada, it should result in a small change, but a visible, perceptible change, which we can talk next year. Another thing which I see is, in our we have to ask a number of questions to ourselves. On the roadside and in our projects also, we see both women and men labor. Do we ensure that both are given same salary? Does the contractor give the same salary to the women? Is the women working any less? Who is going to ensure that the women laborer gets the same salary that the man is getting or a husband is getting? Who is going to ensure it? So the people sitting in the authority have to ensure. That's why the authority is given. So that's why it's a responsibility of everybody at all ends to see that women are empowered. And this will only ensure that women basically get their due rights. Now, let me give you one example. When I think some lady of my colleagues in my office, they had walked in. So I was giving all these sermons to them. That you see now, even if people might talk, they will have one daughter, then they'll keep on trying for son. And then you might have a son who is 10 years younger than the daughter. Isn't it? Don't we see it? We see it. And it is embarrassing for the daughter also. You see the psychological impact it has on the daughter. It somewhere makes the child a bit unsettled. Whatever love and affection or we might make any pretenders, then this is all happening around us. These are the questions which we have to ask ourselves, and we have to see that these things are not done. Let me come to now something very personal. My daughter now, she got through a NEET. So I was just roaming around the hospital. So one of the professor, he comes to me Sir, what have you thought of what your daughter will do? So I told him, I think she's more interested going on the clinical side, and she said that she would like to do either anesthesia or she would like to do for psychiatry. Sir, no, sir, women, sir, it's very professor, sir, microbiology, biochemistry, sir, anatomy. So let her do that, sir. The women, it's very tough life, sir, clinical. So your all empowerment goes for a toss, for a 6-7. Isn't it? And it is not happening, it is just happened 3 years back. So what empowerment we are talking? Isn't it? So it's a like a all, it's an all pervasive issue which is there, and that is the issue which we have to address. And I don't talk theoretically, let me tell you. I talk very practically, and I feel that what we say we should do it and practice it also. Let me give you one more example. When I think my colleagues had come just about 3 days back before this program was to start. So I was giving sermons. I was telling, I just digressed from the topic that about the sun. And that person was sitting to me, and he's a faculty. He's one of our colleagues in our university. He's telling me, sir, I've got a daughter, and I'm a tremendous pressure from my family to go in for a son. So it's good that he talked. The best thing is he talked to me about this, and he said also, I am very firm that I am happy with my daughter. That is empowerment. That is empowerment we are looking at. You see, the person has got a courage or conviction to stand up to the societal pressure. Similarly, the girls have to stand up to the societal pressure of giving dowry. Why give dowry? The most important thing, I think, as far as the girls are concerned or the women is concerned, is economic empowerment. If you are economically independent, you earn your own salary, income. Why should you be bothered about what happens around? It is your life. It is the way you are going to live. That is the way. Another thing which we come across usually over here is,
just saw, you see, day before yesterday we were at Swamiji's ashram. Because see, I observe life very carefully. And I find it very beautiful the way we observe things, and it has got a deep impact on my psyche also. So I was just sitting, I think our Minister for Higher Education, Dr. Ashwat Narayanji had come, and we were at Swamiji's place, and our Executive Secretary, we were just discussing, and conversation centered upon some of the programs which comes on gravitas, right? So I was talking about there are many degrees, sir, which now the students regret that why they had to do such degrees, and this coverage had come on gravitas. I shared with them. Then the conversation, we saw that the lady who was presenting is different lady. So then the conversation drifted to Palki Sharma, right? And if you don't know, you can go and see in Beyond also. And then I read, then he shared Palki Sharma's interview with me, what she had given. And what does she say? Forget about men. She's also talking about women, basically commenting on her dress. The women, senior women officers who are her bosses, commenting on her dress. Why you are wearing this dress? Why you are wearing earrings? Why you are wearing this? Now, this is what is called as psychological violence. See, when your seniors comment upon your dresses or other, like the way you are appearing, then it causes a problem. So these are the issues which I would say that we need to address, and they will go a long way in addressing the issues of the discrimination against women. And what I would request is, at the end of this 2 days or 3 days, is that we should work out at our end also, at the authorities and senior levels also, how we can ensure that women still continue to play a very important role in policy making as far as our JSHR is concerned. And they're already doing, but I think more proactive role needs to be played over here. And secondly is, at the end of this PAKHWADA, we should have 1 or 2 actionables, which we feel, like I have addressed on many issues, that if we take up 1 or 2 issues, we follow it through the whole year and try to see that we address these issues. These are very uncomfortable issues, let me tell you. Usually we don't talk about them. We might talk about the bigger issues and the right or left, but these are the issues which are basically impinging directly on us. And these pakwadas or sensitization, as Dr. Suresh sir said, that this is basically how the police looks at it. This sensitization works until unless we are awakened, we have got the credibility and sincerity to address them. I think then and then only these will get addressed over there. So with this, I wish you all the best for Pakhwada. Let it make it more meaningful, more productive and result oriented rather than just a routine customary activity because government wants to do it. So we are doing it. It should not be like that. So I think look at it with a big game changer and look at it very sincerely, and whatever little we can do from our side, we can do. And before I leave, I just give you one example. Before this, I was at National Institute of Biologicals and the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. We were having this program for the women. We used to get girls from Bastar, from all remote areas. So one of the, I had arranged an interaction with them, with the director of Institute of Microbial Technology, which is under CSIR. So when we were having interaction, these are all college students which are there. So the director of MTech asked that any of the students would like to say anything which is on their mind. And very frail girl, at the end, she stood up. She said, sir, I am doing this MSc, and my parents only allowed me to do MSc because they were getting me married. So I said, I don't want to get married, but they said, okay, we allow you to do MSc. After this MSc, you're getting married. And I said, I don't want to get married. I want to do PhD. So if you can kindly help me. And I've never forgotten that gesture. That director of MTech said, Beta, you just take my mobile number. The day you do MSc, you just give me a call and you share your mobile number. I will enroll you in PhD at MTech. That is empowered. That is the empowerment. Even if we help one individual in their life, that is the real empowerment. That is what we should be talking at this forum. Wish you all the best. Good luck.
Thank you, sir, for emphasizing on women empowerment. And thank you for always guiding, encouraging, and being a support system in all the activities we do. Friends, feminism isn't about making women stronger. Women are already strong. It's about changing the way the world perceives that strength. With this, we come to an end of this inaugural program, but the journey of 15 days of orientation program on prevention of violence against women will begin, and request all of you to be part of this journey. I now request Dr. Madhu B., Deputy Dean Research, JSS Academy of Education Research, to propose the vote of thanks. Shri Guru Bhyo Namaha. Srimad Sutturu Guru Paramparayana Manasali Smarisutta. I offer my humble pranams to the lotus feet of His Holiness Jagadguru Shri Shivaratri Deshikendra Mahaswamiji. On behalf of the organizing committee of the Discrimination Against Women Pakhwada program, I take this opportunity to propose the vote of thanks. I thank the chief guest of today's program, Dr. K. Suresh, Chief Executive, JSS Law College, Mysore, who delivered the keynote address in this program. Issues, the burden and the kind of harassment that happens against women at all platforms, at home, workplace, as well as the society. Sir also provided awareness on the various legislations the government is providing. And he also shared about very interesting real case studies that happened in our society. Thank you, sir, for creating this sensitization to our students and faculty. I thank our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. Surinder Singh, who in his presidential remarks emphasized on the representation of women in higher education and decision-making administrative roles, and have the courage for conviction to bring out the transformational change at all levels of work, beyond the educational qualification, and a result-oriented Pakhwada program. So we assure that it will be a true reality. I thank Dr. B. Manjunatha, Registrar JSS AHR, and Dr. Dakshayani MR, Deputy Director Authorities, who graced the program as guests of honor and highlighted on the opportunities provided by our own leadership of JSS AHR for women faculty in administrative roles as heads of department and university officers. Thank you. I thank Dr. Suma MN, Chairperson, Internal Complaints Committee, JSSC HER, Dr. Kokila MS, uh, the member secretary of the Internal Complaints Committee, who have been the guiding source and force for this 15 days program, who emphasized on the context of the entire PAKHWADA program and the observation of International Day Against Violence and Discrimination Against Women. I thank all the principals of the constituent colleges, JSS Medical College, JSS Dental College, JSS College of Pharmacy, Mysore, JSS College of Pharmacy, Hooty, who have joined online. The heads of the department, deans of various faculty who have supported and encouraged the students, scholars, faculty, non-teaching faculty to participate in this PAKHWADA program. I thank all the officers of the university who are present here and who have also accepted to involve themselves in the 15-day long PAKHWADA program events. I thank the chairperson, member secretaries and members of the Internal Complaints Committee of JSSCHR and its constituent colleges for their efforts to make this program a grand success. I thank resource persons, chairpersons, coordinators of the program who are present here in person and who have joined online. My special thanks to the non-teaching staff of the administrative of the university who have put lots of efforts within a short time of 1 week to make and worked behind the scenes and after the working hours also and made this event a grand success. I also thank the administrative officers of the constituent colleges and university departments for the logistic support provided for this program. My special thanks to the IT team, Dr. Ravindra sir and his team for providing the logistics for making this a hybrid session where our UT students and colleagues could join online. I thank Dr. Pramod sir, the principal of JSS College of Pharmacy, providing the venue and the logistics support for this program and for the entire 15 days PAKHWADA program. I thank all the print who provided immediate support for the invitation certificate and the standees. My special thanks to Mr. Rakshit PV, who invoked the divine blessings of the goddess for the success of this program. I thank the competitor of the program, Dr. Ashwini and Dr. Stavlin, and Dr. Pallavi for making this inaugural session a success. I thank all the students, scholars, teaching staff, non-teaching staff who are present in person and who are present online from UT as well. Thank you, sir.
I also thank Dr. Madhu B for her constant support in scheduling the events and coordinating the whole event. Friends, let us have a tea break now for 10 minutes and please do come back for the next session. And I request all the coordinators to be present with the students and make sure they come back.
ಹಲೋ ಔಟ್ಸೈಡರ್ ಬನ್ನಿ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಆಡಿಟೋರಿಯಂ ಹೇಳಪ್ಪ.
Request
Hey,
all the
yeah,
students to please come and occupy the seats.
Time management, please. It's getting late.
ನನ್ನಿಂದ ಸಾಧ್ಯವೇ ಎಂಬ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಯನ್ನು ನನ್ನಿಂದ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಎಂದು ಬದಲಾಯಿಸುವುದು ಯಶಸ್ಸಿನ ಮೊದಲ ಹೆಜ್ಜೆ. ಈ ವಾಕ್ಯದ ಆಧಾರದಿಂದ ನಮ್ಮ ಇಂದಿನ ಅತಿಥಿಗಳನ್ನು ಕಿರು ಪರಿಚಯಿಸಲು ಸಂತೋಷವಾಗುತ್ತಿದೆ. ಶ್ರೀಯುತ ಮಹೇಶ್ ವಿ ಇವರು ಮಾಜಿ ಸೈನಿಕರು ಹಾಗೂ ಪ್ರಸ್ತುತ ಮೈಸೂರು ಜಿಲ್ಲೆ ನಿಯಂತ್ರಣ ಕೊಠಡಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಸಬ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಆಗಿ ಕರ್ತವ್ಯ ನಿರ್ವಹಿಸುತ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇವರು ಮೂಲತಃ ಮೈಸೂರು ಜಿಲ್ಲೆ ಎಚ್ ಡಿ ಕೋಟೆ ತಾಲೂಕಿನ ಒಂದು ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಹಳ್ಳಿನಿಂದ ಬಂದವರು. 2000ರಿಂದ 2016ರವರೆಗೆ 16 ವರ್ಷಗಳು ಮಿಲಿಟರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಟಫೆಸ್ಟ್ ರೆಜಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಆದ ಮದ್ರಾಸ್ ರೆಜಿಮೆಂಟ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಸೈನಿಕರಾಗಿ ಕರ್ತವ್ಯ ನಿರ್ವಹಿಸಿದರು. ಇವರು ಒಟ್ಟು 16 ವರ್ಷ ಮಾಡಿದ ಸೇವೆಯಲ್ಲಿ 9 ವರ್ಷ ಜಮ್ಮು ಮತ್ತು ಕಾಶ್ಮೀರದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು, ಉಳಿದಂತೆ ಅಸ್ಸಾಂ, ರಾಜಸ್ಥಾನ, ಡೆಲ್ಲಿ, ಉತ್ತರ ಪ್ರದೇಶ, ಚೀನಾ ಮತ್ತು ಹೊರದೇಶವಾದ ಭೂತಾನ್ನಲ್ಲಿಯೂ ಸೇವೆ ಸಲ್ಲಿಸುತ್ತಾರೆ. ಇವರು ಸೇವೆ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಶತ್ರುಗಳ ಗುಂಡೇಟಿನಿಂದ 3 ಸಲ ಪುನರ್ಜನ್ಮ ಪಡೆದು ಬಂದಿರುತ್ತಾರೆ. 16 ವರ್ಷ ಸೇವೆ ಮಾಡಿದ ನಂತರ ವಾಪಸ್ಸು ತಾಯಿನಾಡಿಗೆ ಹಿಂತಿರುಗಿ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಸಬ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಆಗಿ ಸೇವೆ ಸಲ್ಲಿಸಬೇಕೆಂಬ ಛಲ ಹೊಂದಿರುತ್ತಾರೆ. 2016 ಆಗಸ್ಟ್ 1ಕ್ಕೆ ಸೇನೆಯಿಂದ ಹಿಂತಿರುಗುತ್ತಾರೆ. ಆ ಸಮಯಕ್ಕೆ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದಲ್ಲಿ 7 ಹುದ್ದೆಗಳಿಗೂ ಆಯ್ಕೆ ಆಗಿ ಕೊನೆಗೆ PSI ವೈರ್ಲೆಸ್ ಆಯ್ಕೆ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು 2017 ಡಿಸೆಂಬರ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಗುಲ್ಬರ್ಗದಲ್ಲಿ 1 ವರ್ಷ ತರಬೇತಿ ಮಾಡಿ ಅನಂತರ ಉಡುಪಿನಲ್ಲಿಯೂ 1 ವರ್ಷ ತರಬೇತಿ ಹೊಂದಿರುತ್ತಾರೆ. ಪ್ರಸ್ತುತರು ಕಳೆದ 3 ವರ್ಷದಿಂದ ಮೈಸೂರು ಜಿಲ್ಲಾ ನಿರಂತರ ಕೊಠಡಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕರ್ತವ್ಯ ನಿರ್ವಹಿಸುತ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆದರೆ ಇವರು ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಇಲಾಖೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲೆ ಮರದ ಕಾಯಿಯಂತೆ ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಸೇವೆ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಬರುತ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಕಳೆದ ವರ್ಷ ಅಕ್ಟೋಬರ್ ನವೆಂಬರ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಸಾರ್ವಜನಿಕರಿಗೆ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಇಲಾಖೆ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಜಾಗೃತಿ ಮೂಡಿಸುವ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ ತೊಡಗಿ ಕೇವಲ 1.5 ತಿಂಗಳುಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಮೈಸೂರಿನಲ್ಲಿ 60ಕ್ಕಿಂತಲೂ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಕಾಲೇಜುಗಳಲ್ಲಿ 6 ಕೆಎಸ್ಆರ್ಟಿಸಿ ಡಿಪೋಗಳು, 2 ಸ್ಪರ್ಧಾತ್ಮಕ ಅಕಾಡೆಮಿಗಳು, 6 ರೋಟರಿ ಕ್ಲಬ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಇವರ ಇಲಾಖೆಯ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾಹಿತಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಸಾರ್ವಜನಿಕರುಗಳಿಂದ ಮತ್ತು ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳಿಂದ ಬಹಳ ಮೆಚ್ಚುಗೆಗೆ ಪಾತ್ರರಾಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇಷ್ಟಕ್ಕೂ ನಿಯಮಿತವಾಗಿರದೆ ಮೈಸೂರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಮೈಸೂರ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಸರ್ವಿಸ್ ಮೆನ್ ಮೂವ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಎಂಬ ಮಾಜಿ ಸೈನಿಕರ ಸಂಘಟನೆಗೆ ಸಂಸ್ಥಾಪಕರಾಗಿ ಸಮಾಜ ಸೇವೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಬರುತ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಮೊದಲಿನ ಇವರ ಸಮಾಜ ಸೇವೆ ಎಂದರೆ ಚಾಮುಂಡಿ ಬೆಟ್ಟದ 1001 ಮೆಟ್ಟಲುಗಳನ್ನು ಸ್ವಚ್ಛ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು, 45 ಮಾಜಿ ಸೈನಿಕರುಗಳು ರಕ್ತದಾನ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು, ಮಾಜಿ ಸೈನಿಕರುಗಳು ಬೈಕ್ ರ್ಯಾಲಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾರ್ಗಿಲ್ ವಿಜಯ ದಿನಾಚರಣೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು, ಕುಕ್ಕರೆಹಳ್ಳಿ ಕೆರೆ ಪಾರ್ಕ್ ಸ್ವಚ್ಛ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು, ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯ ಹಬ್ಬಗಳನ್ನು ಆಚರಣೆ ಮಾಡುವುದು, ಹೊಸದಾಗಿ ಮೈಸೂರಿನ ಸಾತಗಳ್ಳಿ ಬಿ ವಲಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಭಗತ್ ಸಿಂಗ್ ಸರ್ಕಲ್ ಸ್ಥಾಪನೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು, ಹೀಗೆ ಹಲವಾರು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಬರುತ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇಂಥ ಆದರ್ಶ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಗಳು ನಮ್ಮ ಮಧ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವುದು ನಮ್ಮ ಭಾಗ್ಯ. ಸಭೆಯನ್ನು ಉದ್ದೇಶಿಸಿ ಮಾತನಾಡಲು ಶ್ರೀಯುತ ಮಹೇಶ್ ರವರನ್ನು ಕೇಳಿಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೇನೆ. And I also request Shri S.R. Satish Chandra Sir, Administrative Officer, JSS MC Mysore, and Dr. C.S. Vidya, Professor and HOD Department of Anatomy, JSS MC Mysore, to chair the session. Thank you.
ವೇದಿಕೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಉಪಸ್ಥಿತರಿರುವ ಸತೀಶ್ ಚಂದ್ರ ಸರ್ ಅವರೇ, ಹಾಗೂ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ವಿದ್ಯಾ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಅವರವರೇ, ಹಾಗೂ ನನ್ನ ಅತಿ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಹೇಳಿಕ್ಕಾಗ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಗುರುಗಳಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು, ನಮ್ಮ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಸುಭಾ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಅವರು, ಹಾಗೂ ಎಲ್ಲ ಉಪನ್ಯಾಸಕ ವೃಂದದವರೇ, ಹಾಗೂ ಪ್ರೀತಿಯ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿ ಮತ್ತು ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿನಿಯವರುಗಳಿಗೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನನ್ನ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರಗಳು. ಹೇಗಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದ್ದೀರಾ? ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಒಂದು ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ಪೊಲೀಸರು ಮತ್ತು ಸಾರ್ವಜನಿಕರ ಜೊತೆಗಿನ ಸಂಬಂಧಗಳು. ಯಾವುದೇ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಅಂತಲ್ಲ, ಯಾರ ಜೊತೆಲೆ ಒಂದು ಸಂಬಂಧ, ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಸಂಬಂಧ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಎರಡೂ ಕಡೆನೂ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದ್ರೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಸಂಬಂಧ ಒಂದ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಸಕ್ಸಸ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎರಡು ಕೈ ಚಪ್ಪಾಳೆ ಹೊಡೆದ್ರೇನೆ ಅದು ಚಪ್ಪಾಳೆ ಆಗೋದು, ಹೌದಲ್ವಾ? ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಬರೀ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಅಂತಲ್ಲ, ಪೊಲೀಸರಿಗೆ ಸಾರ್ವಜನಿಕರು ಎಲ್ಲಿ ತನಕ ಅವರು ನಮ್ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಸಹಾಯ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತನಕ ಪೊಲೀಸು ಸಕ್ಸಸ್, ಯಾವುದೇ ಕೆಲಸ ಸಕ್ಸಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಹೌದಲ್ವಾ? ಈಗ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆ ನಾವು ಡ್ರೋನ್ ಕ್ಯಾಮ್ರಾ ಫಿಟ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ, ಇಲ್ಲ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಸ್ಟಾಫ್ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಗಲ್ಲಿಗಲ್ಲಿಲೂ ಪೊಲೀಸನ್ನ ನಿಲ್ಸೋಕ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ, ಹೌದಲ್ವಾ? ಎಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೂ ಸಾರ್ವಜನಿಕರು ಎಲ್ಲಿ ತಪ್ಪು ನಡೀತದೆ ಆ ಸಮಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಪೊಲೀಸರುಗಳಿಗೆ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಆ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಪೊಲೀಸರು 24/7 ನಿಮ್ ಜೊತೆಲಿ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಸಾರ್ವಜನಿಕರು ಅವ್ರು ಏನೋ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ತುಂಬಾ ಹತ್ರ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಯಾಕಪ್ಪ ಹೇಳೋದು, ನನ್ನಿಂದ ಇನ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಅಕಸ್ಮಾತ್ ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ನನ್ನಿಂದ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಸಮಸ್ಯೆ ಆಗ್ತದ, ಇಲ್ಲ ನನ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಪೊಲೀಸರು ಉಲ್ಟಾ ತಿರುಗ್ತಾರ, ಈ ರೀತಿ ಒಂಥರ ಗೊಂದಲಗಳು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಮನ್ಸಲ್ಲಿದೆ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಮೊದ್ಲಿಂದನು ಇದು ಆಗಿದೆ. ಮೊದ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಅದೇ ಯಾರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಕೇಸ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು ಮೊದ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಈಗ ಅದು ಕಾಲ ಬದಲಾವಣೆಗಳಾಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದಾವೆ, ಹೌದಲ್ವಾ? ಮೊದ್ಲು ನಾವು ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ನಾವು ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಡಯಲ್ 100 ನಾವು ಡಯಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ರಿ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಇವಾಗ ಡಿಜಿಟಲ್ ಈಗ ಆಗಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಅದು ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ. ಈಗ ಏನೇ ಒಂದು ಸಮಸ್ಯೆಗಳು, ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಕೇಂದ್ರ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಒಂದು ತೀರ್ಮಾನ ಮಾಡ್ತು, ನಾವು ಆಧುನಿಕ ಡಿಜಿಟಲ್ ಯುಗದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವಿದ್ದೀವಿ, ಯಾಕೆ ನಾವು ಇದನ್ನ ಇಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು 100 ಬೇಡ, ಈಗ ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಆಕ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಆಯ್ತು, ಇಲ್ಲ ಯಾವ್ದೋ ಒಂದು ಗಲಾಟೆ, ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ನ್ಯೂಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಗಲಾಟೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಪೊಲೀಸರಿಗೆ ಇಮಿಡಿಯೇಟ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ವಿಷಯ ತಿಳಿಸ್ಬೇಕು. ಇಲ್ಲ ಬೆಂಕಿ ಅವಘಡ ನಡೆದಿದೆ, ಅಗ್ನಿಶಾಮಕದವ್ರಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ನಂಬರ್ಗಳು ಪೊಲೀಸರಿಗೆ ಡಯಲ್ 100, ಆಂಬುಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಬರ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ 108, ಈ ರೀತಿ ನಂಬರ್ಗಳು ಅವರು ಸಾರ್ವಜನಿಕರುಗಳು ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಇನ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಆದ ಟೈಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅವ್ರಗಳಿಗೆ ಗಾಬರಿ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ, ನಾನು ಯಾರಿಗಪ್ಪ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ಅವ್ರ ಮನ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಅನ್ಸೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಕೇಂದ್ರ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಸಮಸ್ಯೆ ಬರಲಿ ನಿಮಗೆ, ನೀವು ಡಯಲ್ 112 112ಕ್ಕೆ ಕರೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ವಿದಿನ್ ಮಿನಿಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಪೊಲೀಸು ಮತ್ತೆ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ವೆಹಿಕಲ್ ನೀವಿರೋ ಜಾಗಕ್ಕೆ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬಾ ಸಕ್ಸಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಕಳೆದ 2-3 ವರ್ಷದಿಂದ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸ್ ಬರ್ತಿದೆ. ಒಂದೊಂದು ಏರಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ಬೇಕು, ನಾವು ಸರ್ವೆ ಮಾಡಿದೀವಿ, ಸ್ಟಾಟಿಕ್ ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇಡೀ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ, ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಇದು ಇಂಡಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗಿದೆ. ನಾವು ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಪೊಲೀಸರು ವಿದಿನ್ 5 ಮಿನಿಟ್ to 10 ಮಿನಿಟ್ ಅಟೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸಿಟಿ ಏರಿಯಾಗಳಲ್ಲಿ 5 ಮಿನಿಟ್ 6 ಮಿನಿಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಲರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ 5 ನಿಮಿಷ 10 ನಿಮಿಷದಲ್ಲಿ ರಿಟ್ವೈಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅದೇ ಡಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಷ್ಟ, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಕಿಲೋಮೀಟರ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ವೆಹಿಕಲ್ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ, ದೂರ ಡಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ 15 ಮಿನಿಟ್ 20 ಮಿನಿಟ್. ಏನೇ ಆಗ್ಲಿ, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡರಿ ಏನಾರು ಗಲಾಟೆ ಆದಾಗ ಅದೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು, ಸೆಕೆಂಡರಿ ಆ ಗಲಾಟೆ ಇನ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಆದ ಸಮಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ವೆಹಿಕಲ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿ ಯಾರು ಒಂದ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಏನೇ ಒಂದ್ 90% ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಗಲಭೆಗಳೇನಾಗ್ತದೆ, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಅವಾಯ್ಡ್ ಆಗ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಏಡ್ ಇದಂಗೆ. ಆ ಸಮಯಕ್ಕೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಏಡ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್, ನಮ್ಮ ಪೊಲೀಸರು ಈ ವೆಹಿಕಲ್ ಏನಿದೆ 112 ವೆಹಿಕಲ್ ಅಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಈ ರೀತಿ ವೆಹಿಕಲ್ಗಳು ಏನಿದೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ 24/7 ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಲ್ಲಿ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಇವ್ರುಗಳು. ಅದು ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಗ್ತಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ. ಈಗ ಡಯಲ್ 100 ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಯಾವ್ದೋ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟೇಷನ್, ಈಗ ನಾವು ಮೈಸೂರು ಕುಂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಒಂದು ವಿಜಯನಗರ ಮನೆ ಇತ್ತು, ನನ್ಗೆ ಕಾಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ವಿಜಯನಗರ ಸ್ಟೇಷನ್ಗೆ ಕಾಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸರ್ ಗಲಾಟೆ ನಡೀತಾ ಇದೆ, ಅರ್ಜೆಂಟ್ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಕಳ್ಸ್ಕೊಡಿ. ನಮ್ಗೆ ಏನಪ್ಪಾ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ನಾರ್ತ್ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದವರು ಮೈಸೂರು ಡ್ಯೂಟಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ, ಮೈಸೂರವರು ನಾರ್ತ್ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಡ್ಯೂಟಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಅವ್ರಗಳಿಗೆ ಅಡ್ರೆಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲೇ ಒಂದು ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು, ಈಗ ನಾನು ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ರೈಲ್ವೆ ಸ್ಟೇಷನ್ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಅಡ್ರೆಸ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ನಂಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಬೇಗ ಹೋಗ್ತೀನಿ. ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರು ಕೇಳ್ಕೊ ಹೋಗೋಷ್ಟೊಳಗಡೆ ಇನ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ದೊಡ್ಡದಾಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತದೆ. ಆದ್ರೆ 112 ಆರ ಇರ್ತಿಯಲ್ಲ, ನೀವು ಯಾವಾಗ 112 ಕರೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ, ಇಮಿಡಿಯೇಟ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ವಿದಿನ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ 24/7 ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕಾಲರ್ ಹೆಸರು, ಕಾಲರ್ ಫೋನ್ ನಂಬರು, ಇನ್ನೂ ಮುಖ್ಯವಾಗಿ ನಮಗೆ ಲೊಕೇಶನ್, ಕಾಲರ್ ಲೊಕೇಶನ್, ಹಾಗೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾತಾಡಿರ್ತೀರ ಅವ್ರ ಜೊತೆಲಿ ಅದರ ಆಡಿಯೋ ಪೂರ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತದೆ ಒಂದು ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸೇವ್ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತದೆ. ಇಮಿಡಿಯೇಟ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿದ್ದ ಆಪರೇಟರ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಯಾವ ಡಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಇಂದ ಕಾಲ್ ಬಂದಿದೆ ಇದು, ಆ ಡಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಇಮಿಡಿಯೇಟ್ಲಿ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಡಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಅವ್ರು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಯಾವ ತಾಲೂಕುಗಳಿಂದ ಯಾವ ಏರಿಯಾಗಳಿಂದ ಕಾಲ್ ಬಂದಿದೆ, ಆ ವೆಹಿಕಲ್ ಗಳಿಗೆ ಪ್ರತಿ ಒಂದು ವೆಹಿಕಲ್ ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಡಾಟಾ ಟರ್ಮಿನಲ್ MDT ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಮಿಷನ್ ಟ್ಯಾಬ್, ಒಂಥರ ಟ್ಯಾಬ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಆ ಟ್ಯಾಬ್ ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀವಿ ವೆಹಿಕಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಯಾವಾಗ ಡಾಟಾ ಬಂತು ಆ ಡಾಟಾನ ಇಮಿಡಿಯೇಟ್ಲಿ ಆ ವೆಹಿಕಲ್ ಗೆ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಅವ್ರೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಯಾರಿಗೂ ಅಡ್ರೆಸ್ ಕೇಳಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಓಲಾ ಆಟೋ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಬುಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ನೀವು ಹೋಗ್ತೀರಾ, ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಡ್ರೈವರ್ ಮತ್ತು ರೆಸ್ಪಾಂಡರ್ ಅಂತ ಒಬ್ಬ ASI ರ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಅವ್ರು ರೆಸ್ಪಾಂಡರ್ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಅವ್ರು ಇಮಿಡಿಯೇಟ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಪಾಟ್ ಹೋಗಿ ರೀಚ್ ಆಗ್ತಾರೆ. ರೀಚ್ ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅಕಸ್ಮಾತ್ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಅವ್ರ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಅದು ಒಂದು ಸಮಸ್ಯೆನ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಇಲ್ಲ ಇನ್ನೂ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂದಾಗ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಸ್ಟೇಷನ್ಲೇ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಿ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅದನ್ನ ಒಂದು ಇದ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಕಳಿಸ್ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಎಂತೆಂತ ಕೇಸ್ಗಳು ಅಟೆಂಡ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಒಂಥರ ಮೈ ಜುಮ್ ಅಂತದೆ. ಸುಸೈಡ್, ಯಾರೋ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ಒಬ್ಬ ಏನೋ ಗಲಾಟೆ ಗಂಡ ಹೆಂಡತಿ ಜಗಳ ಆಗಿರ್ತದೆ, ಸುಸೈಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಆ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರೋ ಒಂದು ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಕಾಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಇಮಿಡಿಯೇಟ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿ ನಮ್ಮವ್ರು ಸೇವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಕಳೆದ ಒಂದು 2 ಮಂತ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಸನದಲ್ಲಿ ಫ್ಲಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಕ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ 4 ಜನ ಮೆನ್ನು ಮತ್ತೆ ಹಾಗೆ ಒಂದು ಚಿಕ್ಕ 6 ತಿಂಗಳ ಮಗು. ನಮ್ಮವ್ರಿಗೆ ಯಾರೋ ಒಂದು ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಅಲ್ಲೋಗಿ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ರೆಸ್ಕ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಈ ರೀತಿ ಸುಮಾರು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಕಳೆದ 3 ತಿಂಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟಾಟಿಕ್ ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ತೆಗೆದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಮೈಸೂರು ಡಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ 3 ತಿಂಗಳಿಗೆ 4,465 ಕಾಲರ್ ಬಂದಿದೆ. ಕಾಲ್ ಯಾವ ಟೈಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಲ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಇನ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ನ್ಯೂಸಸ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಇಲ್ಲ ಗ್ಯಾಂಬ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಥೆಫ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಇಲ್ಲ ಸಾರ್ವಜನಿಕರ ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ತೊಂದರೆ ಕೊಡ್ತಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಆಕ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು. ಆ ರೀತಿ ಟೋಟಲ್ ಓವರ್ ಆಲ್ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ನೋಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ 1,62,188 ಕಾಲ್ ಬಂದು ಮಾಡೋದು ಬರೀ 3 ತಿಂಗಳ ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಇಂಪ್ರೂವ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಏನೇ ಒಂದು ಸಮಸ್ಯೆಗಳಾದ್ರೆ, ಎಲ್ಲೇ ಒಂದು ಸಮಸ್ಯೆ ಆದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಡಯಲ್ 112 ಕರೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಇಮಿಡಿಯೇಟ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಇರೋ ಸ್ಪಾಟ್ಗೆ ವೆಹಿಕಲ್ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ನಾವು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಎಜುಕೇಶನ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀವಿ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಜಾಬ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತೀವಿ. ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಸಮಸ್ಯೆಗಳಾಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತವೆ. ಆ ಸಮಯದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಯಾಕಪ್ಪ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಸ್ಟೇಷನ್ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ರಿಲೇಷನ್ ಯಾರು ನೋಡಿರ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಏನೋ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅಂತ ಮನ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಕೆಲವರು ಹೋಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಸ್ಟೇಷನ್ಗೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಕೆಲವು ಈಗ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ, ಡಿಜಿಟಲ್ ಯುಗ ಅದರಿಂದ ಒಂದು ಬದಲಾವಣೆಗಳು ತಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನೀವು ಸ್ಟೇಷನ್ಗೆ ಏನು ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, ನೀವು ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಒಂದು ಆಪ್ ಇಂದ ನೀವು ಕಂಪ್ಲೇಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಯಾವ್ದಪ್ಪ ಅಂದ್ರೆ KSP, ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಒಂದು ಆಪ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಆಪ್ ನ ಡೌನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ನೀವು ಈ ರೀತಿ ಆಪ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ, ಆಪ್ ನ ಡೌನ್ಲೋಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ನೀವು ಆ ಆಪ್ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ನೀವು ಕಂಪ್ಲೇಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಈ ಆಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರತಿ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟೇಷನ್ ಫೋನ್ ನಂಬರು, ಪ್ರತಿ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟೇಷನ್ ಇಮೇಲ್ ID ಈ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಆಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಇನ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಏನಾದ್ರು ನೀವು ರೈಲ್ವೆ ಜರ್ನಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀರಾ, ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಮಿಸ್ ಆಗೋಯ್ತು, ಆ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಆಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಇದ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ, ಕಂಪ್ಲೇಂಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ, ಆ ಆಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಸೇಮ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗಿತ್ತು ನಾವು 112 ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಕಾಲು ಪಿಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಿನ ಕಾಲು ಒಂದು ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಇಂದ ಪಿಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಇದು ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಅವರೇ ನೋಡ್ತಾರೆ ಇವರು ಕಾಲರ್ ಯಾರು ಮಾಡಿರೋದು, ಈ ಕಂಪ್ಲೇಂಟ್ ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರೋದು ಕಾಲರ್ ಯಾರು, ಅವರೇ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸ್ಟೇಷನ್ ಹತ್ರ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬರು ಸಬ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಹತ್ರ ಆಪ್ ಡೌನ್ಲೋಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ಅವ್ರ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ಗೆ ಇದನ್ನ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಕಾಲರ್ಗೆ ಅವರೇ ಸಬ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ, ಏನ್ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆ ಇದೆ ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಕಂಪ್ಲೇಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ. 24 hours ಒಳಗಡೆ ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಅದು ನೀವು ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಸ್ಟೇಷನ್ಗೆ ಹೋದ್ರೆ 24 hours ಅಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಹೇಳ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಇದು ಸಾಹೇಬ್ರು ಇಲ್ಲ, ನಾಳೆ ಬನ್ನಿ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಬನ್ನಿ, ಆ ರೀತಿ ಹೇಳಿ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಕಳಿಸ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ, ನಿಮ್ ಸಮಯ ವ್ಯರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಏನೇ ಒಂದು ಸಮಸ್ಯೆ ಆದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಆ ರೀತಿ KSP ಆಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಕಂಪ್ಲೇಂಟ್ ನ ನೀವು ರೈಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಏನ್ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಅದೊಂದು. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಏನಪ್ಪಾ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಈಗ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಿಂದ ಕಾಲ್ ಬರ್ತದೆ, ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು ಲಾಟ್ರಿ ಲಕ್ಕಿಲಿ ವಿನ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದೀರಾ, ನಿಮ್ದು ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಹೇಳಿ ನಮ್ಗೆ. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಒಂದು ಸಿಮ್ ತಗೊಂಡಿರಿ ನೀವು, ಆ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಸಿಮ್ ಇಂದ ನಿಮ್ದು ಲಕ್ಕಿಲಿ ನಾವು ಇನ್ನು ಇದಾಗಿ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ನಾವು ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ವಿ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಹೇಳಿ. ನಾವು ಫುಲ್ ಖುಷಿ. ಅವಾಗ ಡ್ರಾಪ್ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಿಲ್ಲ, ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಸಿಗ್ತಾ, 1 ಲಕ್ಷ ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಸಿಗ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅವಾಗ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ನಂಬರ್ ನಾವ್ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಯಾವಾಗ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಾ, ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು OTP ಪಿನ್ ಬರ್ತದೆ, ಅದನ್ನ ಹೇಳಿ. ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು OTP ನಂಬರ್ 4 ನಂಬರ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ, ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಡೋಣ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ OTP ನಂಬರ್ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀರಾ. ಯಾವಾಗ OTP ನಂಬರ್ ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಾ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ 0 ಆಗಿರ್ತದೆ. ಈ ರೀತಿ ಕಾಲರ್ಸ್ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದ್ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜರ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿ, ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಸ್ಟಾಫ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿ, ಯಾವುದೇ ಕಾರಣಕ್ಕೂ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ನಂಬರ್ ನ ಕೇಳಲ್ಲ ಅವ್ರು. ಯಾವುದೇ ಕಾರಣಕ್ಕೂ ಅವರು ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಕೇಳಲ್ಲ. ಇನ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಆ ರೀತಿ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರು ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ, ಹೌದು ಓಕೆ ಸರ್, ನಾನು ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಬರ್ತೀನಿ, ಪಾಸ್ಬುಕ್ ತಗೊಂಡು ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಬಂದು ನಾನು ಏನ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಏನ್ ಡ್ರಾ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಇದಾಗಿದೆಯಾ, ಲಾಟ್ರಿ ಹೊಡೆದಿದೆ, ನಾನು ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊತೀನಿ ಹೇಳಿ, ನಿಮ್ ಕಾಲ್ ಇಮಿಡಿಯೇಟ್ಲಿ ಡ್ರಾಪ್ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತದೆ. ಇವ್ರಿಗೆ ಏನು ವ್ಯಾಮರ್ಸಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ ನಾನು ಅಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಡ್ರಾಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಯಾವುದೇ ಕಾರಣಕ್ಕೂ ನೀವು ಆ ರೀತಿ ಕಾಲ್ ಬಂದಾಗ ನೀವು ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಮಾತಾಡಿ, ತೊಂದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ನಂಬರ್ಗಳನ್ನ ಆಗ್ಲಿ, OTP ನಂಬರ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿ, ಮತ್ತೆ ATM ಕಾರ್ಡ್ದು ಪಿನ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ, CVV ನಂಬರ್ ಅಂತ ಇರ್ತದೆ, ಆ ನಂಬರ್ಗಳಾಗ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೇ ಕಾರಣಕ್ಕೂ ಕೊಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಡಿ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಒಂದು, ನಾವು ಜಾಬ್ ಸರ್ಚ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀವಿ, ಜಾಬ್ ಸರ್ಚ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಒಂದ್ ಲಿಂಕ್ ಕಳ್ಸ್ಕೊಡ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅವ್ರೆ. ನಮ್ದು ಒಂದು ಇಂಟರ್ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಕಂಪನಿ, ಈ ಕಂಪನಿಲಿ ಪರ್ ಮಂತ್ ನಿಮಗೆ 50,000 ಸ್ಯಾಲರಿ ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ, ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಇದೆಯಾ ಅಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಒಂದು ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಕಳ್ಸ್ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ನಮ್ಗಂತ ಖುಷಿ. ಅವಾಗ ಅಯ್ಯೋ, ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನೇ ಹುಡುಕ್ತಾ ಇದೀನಲ್ಲ, ಈಗ ಒಂದು ಲಿಂಕ್ ಬತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಲಿಂಕ್ ಕ್ಲಿಕ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ ಬಿಡಿ ಅನ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಕ್ಲಿಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ನಿಮ್ದು ಹೆಸರು ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು, ನಮ್ಗೆ ಗೂಗಲ್ ಪೇ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಫೋನ್ ಪೇ 99 ರೂಪೀಸ್ ಕೊಡಿ. ಮತ್ತೆ ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ನಾವು ಒಂದು ಕಂಪ್ಯೂಟರ್ ಲ್ಯಾಬ್ ಇಟ್ಕೋಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ, ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ಹಾಕ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನಾವು 100 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ತಗೋತಾರೆ. ನಾವು ಕುಂತಿದ್ದು ಆರಾಮ ಮನೇಲಿ ಚೇರ್ ಕೂತಿದ್ವಿ, ಮನೇಲೆ ಹಾಕ್ಬೋದಲ್ಲ, 99 ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಡಾಕ್ಯುಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹಾಗೆ ಅಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಕಂಪನಿದು ನಾವು ನಿಮ್ ಮನೆ ಕಳಿಸ್ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ, 999 ರೂಪೀಸ್. ಇವ್ರು ಫುಲ್ 999 ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ ಅವರು. ಅವಾಗ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಅದು ಕಳ್ಸ್ಕೊಡಿ, ಅಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಮನೆ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಕಳ್ಸೋಣ ಅನ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಇದನ್ನ ಕಳ್ಸ್ಕೊಡ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀರಾ. ಯಾವಾಗ ಈ ರೀತಿ ಅವ್ರು ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ರೀಸನ್ ನಿಮ್ ಕೊಡ್ಲೇಬೇಕು. ಆ ರೀತಿ ಒಂದು ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ PUC ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿನಿ ಇದೇ ಸೇಮ್ ಕೇಸಲ್ಲಿ 1,34,000 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದು. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ ದುಡ್ಡು ಬಂತು. ಅಮ್ಮನಿಗೆ ಹೇಳುದು, ಅಮ್ಮ ಒಂದು ತಿಂಗಳಿಗೆ 50,000 ಸ್ಯಾಲ್ರಿ, 3 ತಿಂಗಳು ಅಷ್ಟೇನೆ ಸ್ಯಾಲ್ರಿ ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಡೋಣ ಬಿಡು ಅನ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಕೊನೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತು ಇವಳಿಗೆ ಇದು ಯಾಕೋ ಫ್ರಾಡ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, ಫೇಕ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ಅನ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅವಳನ್ನ ರಾತ್ರಿ 12 ಗಂಟೆಲಿ ಸೂಸೈಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳಕ್ ಹೋಗಿತ್ತು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅವ್ರ ಬ್ರದರ್ ನೋಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಇಲ್ಲ ಸಮಾಧಾನ ಮಾಡಿ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಯಾರೋ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಈ ರೀತಿ ಒಂದು ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಸಿಕ್ಬೋದು ಅಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಇಮಿಡಿಯೇಟ್ಲಿ ಬೆಳಿಗ್ಗೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾರೆ, ಅವ್ರ ಬ್ರದರ್ ಕಾಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ, ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್ ಕಾಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆ ಫೋನ್ ಕಾಲ್ ನಾನ್ ರಿಸೀವ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ. ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಏನ್ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆ ಕೇಳ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲಾನು ವಾಟ್ಸ್ಆಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಶಾಟ್ ತೆಗಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಮತ್ತೆ ಅವ್ರ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ನ ನಮ್ಮ ಸೈಬರ್ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಸೈಬರ್ ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕರೆಸ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಹೇಳಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಡಾಕ್ಯುಮೆಂಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇದು ಮಾಡಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಒಂದು 4 ಮಂತ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಅವಳಿಗೆ ವಾಪಸ್ ಸಿಕ್ತು. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ರೇರ್ ಇದು, ಒಂದು 90% ಅಷ್ಟೇ. 90% 100% 90% ಸಿಗಲ್ಲ, ಒಂದು 10% ಮಾತ್ರ ವಾಪಸ್ ಹಣ ಸಿಕ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ. ಅದರಿಂದ ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಈ ರೀತಿ ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ಸರ್ಚ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಜಾಬ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿ, ಯಾವ್ದಾರ ಒಂದು ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ಗೊತ್ತೇ ಆಗಿದ್ದಿಲ್ಲ ನಮಗೆ, ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ಹೊಸ ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ಗಳಿದೆ, ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ನಾವು ಖುಷಿಗೆ ಒಂಥರ ಜೋಸ್ಗೋ ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಕ್ಲಿಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಅದು ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತದೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಏನ್ ತೊಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಏನಿದೆ ನಿಜನಾ ಹೌದಾ, ಯಾವುದೇ ಕಾರಣಕ್ಕೂ ಹಣದ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಮಾಡೋದು ಹಣಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ. ಅವರು ಒಂದ್ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಹಣಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ. ನಾವು ಸರ್ಚ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಜಾಬ್ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಮಾಡೋ ಕೆಲಸಕ್ಕೆ ಅವ್ರು ಸಂಬಳ ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಸಂಬಳ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರು. ಅದನ್ನ ನೀವು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಾಮನ್ ಇದಾಗಿ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಈ ರೀತಿ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆಗಳಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ನಡೀತಿರೋದು ಏನಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಈ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಕಾಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಏನೋ ಒಂಥರ ಬೇರೆ ರೀತಿ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಮೇಲ್. ಸುಮಾರು ಕಾಲೇಜ್ಗಳು, ನಾನು ಕಾಲೇಜ್ಗಳು ಸ್ಪೀಚ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಹೋದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನಾನು ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಫೋನ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತೀನಿ. ಆ ಫೋನ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಾಗ ನನಗೆ ಅವ್ರು ಕಾಲ್ ಆ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಗಳನ್ನ ಕಾಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಈ ರೀತಿ ಸೇಮ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ರೀತಿ ನಂದು ಫೋಟೋ ಇದು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಒಂದು ಬೇಸರ ಸಂಗತಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಅದೇ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟು ಇಬ್ಬರು ಹುಡುಗಿರಿಗೆ ಅವನೇನ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾನೆ, ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪೇಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಮೇಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾನೆ. ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ಬೇಕಾರೆ ಅವ್ರ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ ಅವ್ರು. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ದುಶ್ಮನ್ ಕಹಾ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಬಗಲ್ ಮೇ ಅಂತಾರಲ್ಲ, ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲೇ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಆ ರೀತಿ ಯಾವುದೇ ಕಾರಣಕ್ಕೂ ಆ ರೀತಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅವ್ರನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಖರೀದಿ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಏನೋ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಿ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆಗಳನ್ನ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಆ ರೀತಿ ಯಾವುದೇ ಆಗಲಿ ಅನ್ನೋನ್ ಅಪರಿಚಿತ ಯಾರೇ ಕಾಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಕಾಲ್, ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಕಾಲ್ ನ ರಿಸೀವ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳಕ್ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಡಿ. ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗ್ತಾರೆ ಇದು. ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಕಾಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊತಾರೆ, ಫೋಟೋ ಬಂದಿರ್ತದೆ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಹಣದ ಆಮಿಷ. ಹೌದು, ನಿನ್ನ ವಿಡಿಯೋ 1 ಲಕ್ಷ ರೂಪಾಯಿ ದುಡ್ಡು ಕೊಡಿ ನನಗೆ, ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ನಾ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ತುಂಬಾ ಪಾಪ ಅವರು ಡಿಪ್ರೆಷನ್ ಕೊಂಡೋಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಈ ಕಡೆ ನಾನು ಸಾಯಿಲ್ಲ, ಈ ಕಡೆ ಬದುಕಲ್ಲ, ಆ ರೀತಿ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತದೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಆ ರೀತಿ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆನೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅದು ಅಂತ ಕಾಲ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಕಾಲ್ ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. ತಂದೆ ತಾಯಿಗಳು ಮಾಡಿ, ಬ್ರದರ್ ಅಣ್ಣ ತಂಗಿ ಏನಿರ್ತಾರೆ ರಿಲೇಷನ್ ಅವ್ರುಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಿ. ಸುಮ್ನೆ ಯಾವ್ದೋ ಅಪರಿಚಿತರ ಜೊತೆ ನಾವ್ಯಾಕೆ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಕಾಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು? ಅವ್ರ ಮುಖ ನೋಡಿ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಯಾಕಬೇಕು? ಅದಕ್ಕೂ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಈ ರೀತಿ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆಗಳು ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು, ಫೇಸ್ಬುಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಷ್ಟೇನೆ ಫೇಕ್ ಐಡಿ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ನಾನು ಮಹೇಶ್, ನಾನು ಫೇಸ್ಬುಕ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀನಿ, ನನ್ನ ಹೆಸರು ಒಂದು ಫೇಕ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಅವ್ರು ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಯಾವುದೇ ಕಳ್ಳಾಗ್ಲಿ ಒಂದೇ ದಿನ ಅವನು ಕಳ್ತನ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಹೋಗಲ್ಲ. ಅವನು ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಕಡೆ ರೋಡ್ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾನೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಮೂವ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ಅಲ್ಲೂ ಅಷ್ಟೇನೆ ಅವ್ನು ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾನೆ, ಮಹೇಶ್ ಜೊತೆಲಿ ಯಾರ್ಯಾರು ಕಾಂಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಮೆಸೇಜ್ ಯಾರು ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊತಿರ್ತಾನೆ. ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ಮೇಲೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅವರು, ಮತ್ತೆ ಇವನು ಯಾವಾಗ ಎಂಗೇಜ್ ಇರ್ತಾನೆ ಅದು ನೋಡ್ಕೋತಾರೆ. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಫ್ರೀ ಆಗಿದ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಅವ್ನು ಬರೀ ಮತ್ತೆ ಇದು ಯಾವ್ದೋ ಫೇಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಇದು ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅದನ್ನು ನೋಡ್ಕೋತಾರೆ. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ನಾನು ಬರ್ತಡೇ ದಿನ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಬಿಸಿ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು, ಆ ಟೈಮ್ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಒಂದು ಮೆಸೇಜ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಫೇಕ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು. ನಾನು ಎಮರ್ಜೆನ್ಸಿಲಿ ಒಂದು ಸಮಸ್ಯೆ, ಏನೋ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್ ಅಡ್ಮಿಟ್ ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ನನ್ಗೆ 5,000 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಕೊಡಿ, ನಾನು ನಾಳೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ, ರಿಟರ್ನ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು. ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಮಹೇಶ್ ಏನ್ ಬಿಸಿ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅವರು, ಪಾಪ ಅವರು ಯಾವತ್ತೂ ನನ್ ಕೇಳಿಲ್ಲ ಅಮೌಂಟ್, ಇವತ್ತು ಕೇಳ್ತಿದಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನೋ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆ ಸಿಕ್ಕಾಕೊಂಡಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಬಿಡಪ್ಪ ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಡೋಣ ಅನ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ, ಫೋನ್ ಪೇಗೆ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ. ಯಾವಾಗ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಇತ್ತು ಎಲ್ಲ ಜೀರೋ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ವಿದಿನ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಜೀರೋ ಆಗಿರ್ತದೆ. ಒಂದ್ಸಲ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರ್ ಆದ್ರೆ ಅವನು ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಜೀರೋ ಆಗಿರ್ತದೆ. ಯಾವುದೇ ಕಾರಣಕ್ಕೋದೇನೆ ಮಹೇಶ್ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ 5,000 ಅಲ್ಲ, ಕ್ಲಿಯರಿಟಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ನೋಡಿ ಅವ್ರು ನಿಜವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆಗಳೊಳಗೆ ಸಿಕ್ಕಾಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ, ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಕಸ್ಮಾತ್ ಅವ್ರು ಫೋನ್ ರಿಸೀವ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಅವ್ರ ತಂದೆ ತಾಯಿ ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾರೋ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ, ಹೌದಾ ಮಹೇಶ್ ಏನೋ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆ ಆಗಿದ್ಯಾ ನೋಡಿ ಇದ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನೀವು 5,000 ಕೇಳದಲ್ಲ, ಅವ್ರು ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ 10,000 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ನೀವು ಕೊಡಿ ಹೋಗ್ತದೆ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಈ ರೀತಿ ಫೇಕ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಮೆಸೇಜ್ಗೆ ನೀವು ಫೋನ್ ಪೇಲಿ 5,000 ಕೊಟ್ರೆ, ಇಲ್ಲ ನಿಮ್ಗೂ ಹತ್ರ ಇರೋದಲ್ಲ, ಇನ್ನು ಅವ್ರಿಗೂ ಸೇರೋದಲ್ಲ, ಮೂರನೇವನಿಗೆ ಪಾಲು ಆಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತದೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಯಾವುದೇ ಕಾರಣಕ್ಕೂ ಆ ರೀತಿ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಡಿ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಟ್ರಾಫಿಕ್ ರೂಲ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ. ಕಳೆದ 3 ದಿನದಿಂದ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಗಲ್ಲಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಇದು ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಒಂದೇ ಒಂದು ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊ ಅಷ್ಟೇನೆ, ಹೆಲ್ಮೆಟ್ ನಮಗೋಸ್ಕರ, ನಮ್ಮ ಸೇಫ್ಟಿಗೋಸ್ಕರ, ಪೊಲೀಸರಿಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಹೆಲ್ಮೆಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲ. ನಾವು ಹೆಲ್ಮೆಟ್ ಹಾಕೊಂಡು ನಾವು ರೈಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋದ್ರೆ ಯಾರು ನಿಮ್ ಟಚ್ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ. ಸುಮ್ನೆ ಹೆಲ್ಮೆಟ್ ಹಾಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಸ್ಟೈಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೋಯ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ, ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹಳೇದು ಏನೇನಿದೆ ಹಳೆ ಕೇಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ತೆಗಿತಾರೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಹೆಲ್ಮೆಟ್ ಏನ್ ಸೇಫ್ಟಿ, ಯಾಕೆ ನಾವು ಎಜುಕೇಟೆಡ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಆಗಿ ನಾವು ಹೆಲ್ಮೆಟ್ ಹಾಕ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಗಳಿಗೆ ಅವ್ರೇನ್ ಹಾಕ್ತಾರೆ, ನಾವು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು ಹೆಲ್ಮೆಟ್ ಹಾಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಿ ಹಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು. ಏನಾರ ಒಂದು ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಅದು ಸೇವ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನಾವೇ ತಿಳಿದವರು, ನಾವು ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಗಳಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು, ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಹೇಳೋದಲ್ಲ. ಅದನ್ನ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಪೊಲೀಸರು ಮತ್ತು ಸಾರ್ವಜನಿಕ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳ ಸಂಬಂಧ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಸಕ್ಸಸ್ ಆಗೋದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೇ ಎರಡು ಮಾತಿಲ್ಲ. ಏನಾದ್ರು ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತಿದೆ ಹೇಳ್ದು? ಕೆಲವು ಮಾಹಿತಿಗಳು ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತಾ ಏನ್ ನಡೀತಿದೆ ಅಂತ? ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಸೈಲೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದೀರಲ್ಲ, ಯಾಕೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಪೀರಿಯಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಇದಾಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ನನಗೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಬಾಕಿ ಅದೇ ಹೇಳ್ದಲ್ಲ, ಡ್ರಗ್ಸ್ ಅವೆಲ್ಲ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಒಂದು ಏನಿದೆ, ಕಾಲೇಜು ಔಟ್ ಸೈಡ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಅಕ್ಕಪಕ್ಕ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ನಡೀತಾ ಇರೋದು. ಅದನ್ನ ಪೊಲೀಸರಿಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ದಾಗ ಮಾತ್ರ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತದೆ. ತೊಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲ, ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಏನ್ ನನ್ನ ನಂಬರ್ ಏನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದೀನಿ 112 ಅಲ್ಲಾರ ಕಾಲ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಇಲ್ಲ ಪರ್ಸನಲ್ ಆಗಿ ನೀವು ಹೇಳಕ್ಕಾಗ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಸ್ಟೇಷನ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಏನ್ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, ನನ್ನ ನಂಬರ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತೀನಿ. ನನ್ನ ಕಡೆ ನನ್ಗಾರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಯಾವ ಕಡೆನಾರು ನಾವು ಒಂದು ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ತೀವಿ. ಏನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತೀರಾ, ನಾವೇ ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ಬರು ಬಲಿಪಶು ಮಾಡ್ದಂಗ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಬೇರೆ ಒಂದು ಕೆಟ್ಟ ನಡೀತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ, ನಾನ್ ನೋಡಿದೆ, ನನ್ನ ಕಣ್ಣಿನಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿದೆ, ನಾನು ಹೌದು ನಡೀತೈತೆ, ನಾನ್ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ. ನೋಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ ಮನ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಲೈಫ್ ಲಾಂಗ್ ಕೊರಿತಾ ಇರ್ತಾ, ಅಯ್ಯೋ ನಾನು ಅವತ್ತು ಈ ರೀತಿ ಇತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದಾಗಿತ್ತ, ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಅವತ್ತು ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಚಾನ್ಸ್ ಇದಾಗ್ತಿತ್ತಲ್ಲ. ಏನೋ ಒಂದ್ ಒಳ್ಳೇದ್ 4 ಜನ ನಿಮ್ಮಿಂದ 4 ಜನಕ್ಕೆ ಒಳ್ಳೇದಾದ್ರೆ ನೀವ್ ಹೇಳೋದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ತಪ್ಪಿಲ್ಲ, ನೀವು ಮಾಡ್ತಿರೋದು ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಅದು. ಮತ್ತೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕಾಲೇಜು ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ನಾನು ಅದನ್ನೇ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೆ. ಅವರು ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ PG-ಲಿ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ, ಅವ್ರು ಬರೋ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಒಬ್ರು ಅನ್ನೋನ್ ವೆಹಿಕಲ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ನ್ ಗೊತ್ತು ಇವ್ರು ಡೈಲಿ ಇದೇ ಟೈಮ್ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ, ನಾನು ಇವ್ರಿಗೆ ಏನಾರ ಒಂದು ರ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ. ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ನನಗೆ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಹೇಳೋ ಮುಂಚೆಗೆ ಅದೇ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ ನನಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು, ಸರ್ ಈ ರೀತಿ ನಾವು ಬರೋ ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ರೀತಿ ಒಬ್ಬ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ಬಂದು ಬೈಕಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬಾ ಫಾಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೊಂಟಾಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾನೆ, ಮತ್ತೆ ನಾನು ನನಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾನೆ, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಸರ್ ಅಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು. ನಾನು ಅವಾಗ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ NR ಮಾಲ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಕಳಿಸ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು 2-3 ದಿನ ಇದು ಮಾಡಿದೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಒಂದು 15 ಡೇಸ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಅಗೇನ್ ಅದೇ ಇದಾಯ್ತು. ಆಗ ಮೇಡಮ್ ನನಗೆ ಕಾಲ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಸರ್ ಹಿಂಗ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು. ಮತ್ತೆ ಈಗ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಅದು ಆಗಿದೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು, ಹೇಳಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಅವರಾಗಿದ್ದವರು ಯಾರು ಬರಲ್ಲ. ಯಾರು ಬರ್ತಾರ? ಇಂಥ ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಇನ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿ ನೀವು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನೋಡಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಅವಾಗ ಬಂದು ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಹೇಳಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಸಮಸ್ಯೆ ಆದಾಗ ನೀವುಗಳು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನಮ್ ಜೊತೆಲೆ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ ನಾವು ನಿಮ್ಗಳ ಜೊತೆಲೆ ಒಂದು ರಿಲೇಶನ್ಶಿಪ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬಹುದು. ಏನಾದ್ರು ಕ್ವಶನ್ಗಳು ಕೇಳೋದಿದ್ಯಾ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆದಲ್ಲಿ? ಮತ್ತೆ ಈ ರೀತಿ ಆಗಿದೆ ಸರ್, ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವ್ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಇದು ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಕೇಳೋದಿದ್ಯಾ? ಹೇಳಿ ಮೇಡಮ್. ಇಲ್ಲ, ಆಲ್ ಓವರ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿದೆ. ಅವರ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಒನ್ ನೇಷನ್ ಒನ್ ಎಮರ್ಜೆನ್ಸಿ ಕಾಲ್. ಒನ್ ನೇಷನ್, ನಮ್ಗಿರೋದು ದೇಶ ಒಂದು, ಹಾಗೆ ಎಮರ್ಜೆನ್ಸಿ ನಂಬರ್ ಒಂದೇ ಇರ್ಬೇಕಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಆಲ್ ಓವರ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ರೀತಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ತುಂಬಾ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಸಕ್ಸಸ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದಲ್ಲಿ.
ಗುಡ್ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ನೂನ್. ನಾವ್ ಯೂಶಲಿ ಎಮರ್ಜೆನ್ಸಿ ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗ್ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕಿದ್ರೆ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಗೆಲ್ಲ 108 ಕಾಲ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಹೇಳಿ, ಇವಾಗ 112 ಆಲ್ಸೋ ನಾವು ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ. ಬಟ್ ಮೆನಿ ಆಫ್ ದಮ್ ಈ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಇಂದ 112 ರೀಚ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ದೇ ಟೆಲ್. ಅದಕ್ಕೇನಾದ್ರು 0821 ಹಾಕಿ 112 ಹಾಕ್ಬೇಕಾ ಅಥವಾ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ 112
ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ 112 ಡಯಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ವೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು. ವೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಅವರು ನೀವು ಎಮರ್ಜೆನ್ಸಿ ಕಾಲ್ಗೆ 8 ಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಆ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ 8 ಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನಿಮ್ ಕಾಲ್ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗೋದು. ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ 112 ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡು
ಬಿಕಾಸ್ 108 ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಗೋಸ್ ಟು ಆಂಬುಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ, ಅದು ಬರಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲ.
ಅದು ಕನ್ಸಲ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಮೇಡಮ್. ನೀವು 112 ಕರೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರ ಪ್ರಿಯಾರಿಟಿ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತದೆ. ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಪ್ರಿಯಾರಿಟಿ, ಆಕ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಕೇಸಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಫೈರ್ ಕೇಸಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಆಂಬುಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಬೇಕಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅವ್ರು ಡಿಸೈಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಅವ್ರ ವೆಹಿಕಲ್ ನ ಅರೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ.
ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ನಾನು ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ ಐ ವಾಂಟೆಡ್ ಟು ಡಯಲ್ 112 ಅಂಡ್ ಚೆಕ್, ಬಟ್ ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಾವು ಸುಮ್ನೆ ವಿ ಶುಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ಗಿವ್ ಅ ಟ್ರಯಲ್ ಕಾಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ 112 ಅವ್ರು ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ ಮೇಡಮ್, ನಿಮ್ದು ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಟ್ಮೇಲೆ 112 ರೀಚ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಾನು ದೇ ಗೇವ್ ದ ಫೀಡ್ಬ್ಯಾಕ್. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ
ನಾನು ತೋರಿಸ್ತೇನೆ ನಿಮಗೆ 3 ಮಂತ್, ಓನ್ಲಿ 3 ಮಂತ್ ಸ್ಟಾಟಿಕ್ಸ್ ಇದು.
ಓಕೆ
ನೋಡಿ, 1,62,182 ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದ ಕಾಲ್ಗಳು ಬಂದಿರೋದು ಒಂದು 3 ಮಂತ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಷ್ಟು ಬಂದಿರೋದು.
ಸೊ ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ವೇಟ್, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕಾಲ್ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಆಮೇಲೆ
8 ಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ 8 ಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು.
ಓಕೆ
ಮಹೇಶ್ ಸರ್
ಹೇಳಿ ಸರ್.
ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಸತೀಶ್ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಹೇಳಿ 112 ನ ಮಿಸ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಪನಿಷ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಏನು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಅದನ್ನು
ಅಲ್ಲ, ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಮಿಸ್ಯೂಸ್ ಅದು ನಾವು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಹೋಗ್ಬಾರ್ದು. ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡು ಎಂಗೇಜ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಡಿಸ್ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತದೆ ಕಾಲ್. ಅವ್ರು ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಕಾಲ್ ರಿಸೀವ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ ರಿಸೀವರ್ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಅವರು ಏನು ಸಮಸ್ಯೆ ಆಗಿರೋದು ಅಂತ. ಇಲ್ಲ ನಾ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಬಂದಿದೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಕಾಲು ಡಿಸ್ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಲ್ಲೇ ಡಿಸ್ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತದೆ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಇದ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಹೋಗಲ್ಲ.
ಸುಮ್ನೆ
ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ತಾರೆ ನಂಬರ್ ಡೈಲಿ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ಅದೇ ಆಗ್ತಿರೋದಂದ್ರೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಮಾಡ್ಕೊತಾರೆ. ನಾವು 100 ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಅದನ್ನ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಡ್ತಿದ್ವಿ.
ಅಲ್ಲ
100 ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಈಗೇನಿಲ್ಲ, ನಿಮ್ ಲೊಕೇಶನ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತದೆ.
ಅದೇ ಇನ್ಕ್ಲೂಡಿಂಗ್ ಫೈನ್ ಇಂಪ್ರಿಸನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ
ಬಿಲ್ಕುಲ್
ಮಿಸ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ.
ಈಗ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ 100 ಆದ್ರೆ ಯಾರೋ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಎಲ್ಲ ಹುಡ್ಕಕ್ ಆಗ್ತಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಇವಾಗ ನೀವು 100 ಕರೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನೀವ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದೀರ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸುಮ್ನೆ ಆಗಿ ವೆಹಿಕಲ್ ಕಳಿಸ್ತಾರೆ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಎತ್ಕ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ. 1-2 ದಿನ ಸ್ಟೇಷನ್ ಕೂರಿಸ್ತಾರೆ, ವಾಪಸ್ ಕಳಿಸ್ತಾರೆ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಆ ರೀತಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಆ ರೀತಿ ತಿಳಿದವ್ರು ಆ ರೀತಿ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಡಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಏನೇ ಒಂದು ಎಮರ್ಜೆನ್ಸಿ ಆದ್ರೆ ಅಕಸ್ಮಾತ್ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಸಮಸ್ಯೆ ನನ್ಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಕ್ ಆಗ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವಾಗ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನನ್ನ ನಂಬರ್ಗೆ ಕಾಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ನಂಬರ್ ನೋಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರ್ಲಿ, ಸರ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ನಾನು ಟ್ರಾಫಿಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ತಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಟ್ರಾಫಿಕ್ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಹಿಡ್ಕೊಬಿಟ್ರು, ಸರ್ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಹೇಳಿ ಸರ್. ನಾನು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಯಾವುದೇ ಕಾರಣಕ್ಕೂ ನಾನು ಒಪ್ಪೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಬೇಸಿಕಲಿ ಆರ್ಮಿ ಪರ್ಸನ್. ನನ್ಗೆ ಏನಾದ್ರು ನಿಮ್ದು ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ನಾನು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ತಪ್ಪು ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ನಾವು ಯಾವುದೇ ಕಾರಣಕ್ಕೂ ನಾವು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಪೋರ್ಟಿವ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೋಗಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಆದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ನಿರಪರಾಧಿ ಆಗಿದ್ದು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಇದು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದಾರೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನಾನ್ ಫೇಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, ನಾನ್ ನಿಂತ್ಕೋತೀನಿ ನಿಮ್ ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ಗೆ. ಆ ರೀತಿಗೆ ಇನ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ನೀವು ಯಾವ್ದೋ ಈಗ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡಿದೀರಾ, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಜಾಬ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತೀರಾ, ಜಾಬ್ ಜಾಯ್ನ್ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ವೆರಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ 100% ಮಾಡ್ಲೇಬೇಕು. ಆ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಸ್ಟೇಷನ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತೀರಾ, ಸ್ಟೇಷನ್ಗೆ ಹೋದಾಗ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ನಾಳೆ ಬನ್ನಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಆ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ನನಗೆ ನನ್ನ ನಂಬರ್ ಕಾಲ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಸರ್ ಈ ರೀತಿ ಒಂದು ಈ ಸ್ಟೇಷನ್ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ನಾನು, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ನೀವು ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ 100% ನೋಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. 911-300-4294 911-300-4294. ಕೆಲವರು ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಸರ್ ಪರ್ಸನಲ್ ನಂಬರ್ಗಳು ಯಾಕೆ ಸರ್ ನೀವು ಕೊಡ್ತೀರಾ? ಸುಮಾರು ಜನ ನಂಗಂತ, ಈಗ ನಾನು ಏನ್ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿ ಸ್ಪೀಚ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಕಾಲೇಜಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ನಂಬರ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆ ಏನಿದೆ ನಾನು ಅದನ್ನ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕಂತೂ ಆಗಲ್ಲ, ಹೌದಲ್ವಾ? ಏನ್ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆ ಆಗಿದೆ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ನಮ್ಮಿಂದ ಏನಾಗಬೇಕು, ನಮ್ಮಿಂದ ಎಷ್ಟಾಗ್ತದೆ ಅಷ್ಟು ನಾವು ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡೋ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಮನ್ಸು ಅಷ್ಟೇ, ಏನೂ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಬೇರೆ ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ ಕೇಳೋದು ಏನಾರು ಇದೆಯಾ? ಓಕೆ, ಈ ಒಂದು ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ಗೆ ನನಗೆ ಅವಕಾಶ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಟ್ಟ ಮತ್ತೊಮ್ಮೆ, ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಮೆಡಿಕಲ್ ಕಾಲೇಜಿನ 3 ದಿನ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಹೋಗಿದೆ. ಅದೇ ಒಂದು ನೆನಪಿಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಮೇಡಮ್ ನನ್ ಕಾಲ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಮತ್ತು ಹಾಗೆ ಸತೀಶ್ ಸರ್ ನನಗೆ ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ ಬಂದ್ರು, ನೀವು ಬರ್ಲೇಬೇಕು ಅನ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು. ಅವ್ರ ಮಾತಿಗೆ ನಾವು, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಆಗಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಕ್, ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ವರ್ಕು ಇತ್ತು ನನಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ. ಈಗ ಹೋದ ವರ್ಷದಿಂದ ನಾವು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಇಯರ್ ಹೋಗಿದೆ, ಈ ಒಂದು ಇಯರ್ಲಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಹೋಗ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ನಾನು. ಇಲ್ಲ ನಾನು ಬರ್ತೀನಿ ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಕೋಕಿಲ ಮೇಡಮ್ ತುಂಬಾ ನನಗೆ ಸರ್ ಬೆನ್ನತ್ತಿದ್ರು. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ನಾನು ಆಗ್ಲಿ ಅಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಾನು ಒಪ್ಕೊಂಡು ಮತ್ತೆ ಅವಕಾಶ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಟ್ಟ ತಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
I request the chairperson to conclude the session by their remarks.
Respected Mahesh sir, Vidya madam, and all the faculty and my dear students and the organizing committee members of this program. ಮಹೇಶ್ ಅವರು ನನ್ಗೆ ಮೊದಲಿಂದಾನು ಚಿರಪರಿಚಿತ. ಅವರು ತುಂಬಾ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಮನುಷ್ಯ. ಮೈಸೂರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಅವ್ರು ಇರೋದೇ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಒಂಥರ ಧೈರ್ಯ ನಮ್ಗೆ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ತುಂಬಾ ಸತಿ ಕೇಳ್ತಿರ್ತೀನಿ, ಏನಾದ್ರು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಇಮಿಡಿಯೇಟ್ ಆಗಿ ರೆಸ್ಪಾಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಇಲ್ಲ ಗೈಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಈ ತರ ಮಾಡಿ ಆ ತರ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ ಗೈಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಅವರು ಆರ್ಮಿಲಿದ್ದು ಆ ಶಿಸ್ತನ್ನ ಅಳವಡಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಮೊದ್ಲಿಂದ. ಆರ್ಮಿಲಿ ಇದ್ದಾಗಲೂ 3 ಸತಿ ವಾರಲ್ಲಿ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಏಟಾಗಿ ಅವರು ಬದುಕಿ ಬಂದು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಸೇವೆ ಸೇರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಅದೇ ಉತ್ಸಾಹದಿಂದ ಇವತ್ತು ಕೂಡ ಅವರು ಕೆಲಸ ನಿರ್ವಹಿಸ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವ್ರು ವೆರಿ ಅಪ್ರೋಚಬಲ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್, ತುಂಬಾ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಮನುಷ್ಯ ಅಂತ. ನಮ್ಮ ಮೈಸೂರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋದೇ, ನಮ್ಮ ನಗರಕ್ಕೆ ಇರೋದೇ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಅದೃಷ್ಟ ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ನಾನು ಅವರಿಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಕರೆಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬಂದು ಎಲ್ಲ ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ಸೈಬರ್ ಕ್ರೈಮ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ವಿವರವಾಗಿ ತಿಳಿಸಿ, ಹಿಂಗೆ ಮಿಸ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಸೈಬರ್ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟೀಸ್ ಮಿಸ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ತಡೆಯೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಕೂಡ ಅವ್ರು ನಮ್ಗೆಲ್ಲ ಎಚ್ಚರಿಕೆ ನೀಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರು ನಮ್ಮ ಕರೆಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ತಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ಪರವಾಗಿ ನಾನು ಅವರಿಗೆ ಹೃತ್ಪೂರ್ವಕ ಕೃತಜ್ಞತೆಗಳನ್ನು ಸಲ್ಲಿಸ್ತೇನೆ. ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ.
Respected Satish Chandra sir and Mahesh sir and all the organizers and the students here. First and foremost, I thank Mahesh sir for his lucid talk. Recently in the Star of Mysore, 2-3 cases I read. It is online fraud case. One cheated for getting a job, another one as a marrying a woman. So we should be very cautious in this aspect. And sir is enlightened about this very briefly. And we can try to prevent this by lodging the complaints so that the bank account can be blocked and in future it cannot be happened. And everyday complaints in cybercrime is increasing. And you also told about police app and number 112. That was, even I was not aware of this. So I thank him for this talk. Thank you, sir.
I request our EO sir and Dr. Vidya madam to felicitate Mr. Mahesh, Sub-Inspector, SP Office, Mysore. I now request Dr. Mamta HC, Coordinator and Associate Professor, HSMS, to give token of gratitude to our chairperson, Satish Chandra sir and Dr. Vidya madam. Now we have one more. Now we have one more session by Dr. Shilpa Palaksha madam, who is delivering a speech on complaint filing mechanism at JSS AHER. Madam is presently working as Associate Professor, Department of Pharmacy Practice, JSS College of Pharmacy, JSS AHER. Dr. Shilpa madam has completed B Pharma, M Pharma from JSS College of Pharmacy, Mysore, and pursuing a PhD under the guidance of Dr. Mahesh, PA Professor, Respiratory Medicine, JSS Medical College and Hospital. She has worked as a medical writer, clinical research executive, and intern academician and continued till date. She is having experience in conducting various pharmacoepidemiological studies in hospital and community settings. She has received Best Poster Award twice and travel grants from the International Society for Pharmacoepidemiology to attend ISPE, which was held in Japan and Denmark. Dr. Shilpa madam is also having expertise in coordinating clinical trials at JSS Hospital. I heartily welcome you, madam, on behalf of ICC members, JSS AHER, for this occasion and request you to deliver the speech.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am, for my introduction. From morning, we have been learning about different acts which is there to protect us, different ways where trouble happens, and somewhere down the lane, or whether minor or major, we have witnessed something. But always there is a hindrance for us that we either don't want to get involved into it, or we're not comfortable in giving a complaint or raising a complaint, because we are always worried about the consequence, where our identity is revealed, how we are going to face it. And as now Mahesh sir also was saying, there is a whole mechanism in the country for us to the protection. Similarly, at JSSAHER, the Institutional Compliance Committee has brought in certain mechanism so that whoever has certain concerns or issues, when they have to raise it, there is a way, there's a mechanism where we can raise it, and also we are able to use this platform to get the right for what we are raising the issue. Organization has a complete, though whenever the student enters the institution, whether at the institution level or at the university level, we take all the measures in informing the students about the safety, secured arrangement which is done in the institution. In that, we also have placed at prominent places, especially in the starting of the college, in the classrooms, hostels, we have put it in the notice board, and also in the college bus and the food court, about the awareness that there is some committee which can help us in some issues which we can see or foresee to happen with us, or are we going through that issues. So in that range, we have internal compliance committee, anti-ragging committee, grievance redressal committee, which usually have been placed at every institution level. And whenever any issues are raised in these committees, they are being discussed in the meetings, and wherever the actions need to be taken, it is being taken, and the confidentiality is maintained at the same time. So anti-ragging squads are also there, who is helping them to curb the ragging which may occur, or we usually say we don't have that, we are ragging free zone. Then campus also takes huge responsibility in safeguarding the rights of the students. So in that way, we have always had we always have that there is a coordinator available, chairman or a member secretary for each committee which is available. And though we sensitize the students, but it's always difficult when we want to go and say our issues to the in person. Maybe that there are certain challenges which may see. So inhibition is the first thing. So every time we may not be able to go and meet the person in personally. Maybe he or she is a senior person at the college or the institution, where we cannot express, maybe because of the fear the students have, or the faculty, maybe because they are the peer. So there may be reasons for us not reaching them face to face. And timings, because we know all of us are quite scheduled completely in a day. So it may be in a way that when we want to approach the officers, maybe they are not available at person, maybe they are available on the call, but maybe at person because of their schedule, if we are not able to find them. And where to express our views, because we cannot do it publicly. We don't want others to know that what we want to tell the official. So that is also an issue. Privacy is an issue, and also confidentiality is an issue. We don't want others to see that we have been complaining about this, or we are telling that. Maybe we are not able to express. A student who is newcomer may not be able to express what he wants to say. Even a faculty, it may be a personal working, it may be anybody, because it's a human thing that we don't generally like to express certain issues to everybody in a public place. So in this regard, actually we came out we came out with a new mechanism, because now everything happens digitally and phone is available with everybody of us, whether we are off the campus or on the campus. And it's easy to have a connectivity when we have a digital networking. In this way, we developed a QR code. A QR code, what a person or a student or a faculty, whoever it is, when they want to raise a complaint, an issue, whether it's minor, major, whatever it is, they just have to scan this code. And when they scan this code, or they can even link through the web link, which is available in our website. When they do this, the whole information gets to reach to the concerned person only and not to anybody else in between. So it is the main person, a chairman or a member secretary, they will be only able to access this information, and there the information will be kept very confidentiality and privately it will be solved, and any actions need to be taken, it will be taken after discussing with the committee. So here in this also we have options on name and phone number. It's optional. So you don't want to mention your name, you don't want to give your identity, you can always keep it optional. So you don't have to mention it. Without that itself, you can always raise a complaint so that the complaint is registered. And this is available in our website. So anybody who wants to use it can always use it without any inhibition. So there is a compliance committee for sexual harassment at our workplace, which is instituted at every institution of our university. There will be a chairperson, there will be a member secretary, there will be some students who are representing it, and also other members of who are maybe teaching, non-teaching, there may be a constituted. And these are the person who are there to safeguard us, to listen to us, and to take action which is necessary, and they will do it according to the procedure protocol which has been mentioned to them. So there is a way to express us. So remember that you can have a click on your QR code and you can initiate the whatever query or whatever issue is there, you can always put it into it. So this makes us more safe. We know at JSS women are safe. This is the safest place. When students calls me from or parent call me from other part of the state, I always tell at JSS we take the most care. And as parents, you may don't have to worry, because we as teachers or supporting staff act like a parents and we take care of the students. So I am proudly to say that at JSS we are safe, but still if you have some concerns or issues, you can always use this platform and always get back to the people concerned. Thank you so much. Questions? Any questions? I request Dr. Katyayani Madam and Dr. Priyanka from JSS Dental College and Hospital to give the certificate of appreciation to Dr. Shilpa Palaksha, Associate Professor, Department of Pharmacy Practice, JSS College of Pharmacy. My dear colleagues, friends, and my dear students, feedback forms are shared to the coordinators. Please fill the feedback to get certificates. And lunch has been arranged in the land of Pharmacy College. Please go join us. Thank you.